Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand-up comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right, man. How are you?
I'm good. The bird is back, and it's just gonna do this now. Every time I take that train, the bird is there.
The same pigeon from the last episode?
So here's the thing. I feel like it would be crazy for me to just say unequivocally that this is the same pigeon. I don't know that. All I know is that
it's more fun.
It does look the same, and it exhibits the same behavior, and I record it each time like it's the same one. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm slowly becoming this bird man because no one else seems to notice or care. And I'm like, guys, this is the, can I tell you? Okay, so yesterday I was like, guys, this is the same pigeon from yesterday. And then the person that I was talking to was like, I don't know you.
You just said it to somebody?
I just said it to somebody like, man, this is the same picture from yesterday. And he was like, yeah, I don't know you. Or like, I don't have any connection to this.
I love that he just started with that. I don't know you.
I don't know you.
I wasn't there yesterday.
Yeah. Which is fair. It wasn't until he even said, I don't know you, that I realized I was talking to a stranger. Because you know how sometimes you just take the same commute with like a handful of people? You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, I get that.
Like I had seen him before.
Right.
And so I thought we could connect. I thought I could both like show my excitement and make a new friend off the fact that this is the same pigeon.
Right.
And he was like, I don't know you.
I don't know you.
And I was
you,
like,
sir.
That's very fair. I know we've taken the train kind of together several times, but we have never spoken to each other.
Well, sorry.
And me opening up with this is the same pigeon is not how you start a friendship.
No, especially then your follow-ups be like, oh, sorry, well, I see you taking this route all the time.
Also, my name is Josh. Just
that's
for
a good
when you
start.
Tell the police.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I want you to take a good mental picture right now for the description. I'll back up. There you go. Get a good look.
Get a good look. I'll turn around real quick so you can give a full description of what I'm wearing.
Everything.
Yeah. Yeah. So my days have been seeing that pigeon again and again. Also going to the Met. I went to the Met yesterday.
Oh,
and that was really cool. But it did remind me that I had been to the Met. I thought I had never been, and then I got to a couple of rooms, and I was like, oh, no.
See, what's great, too, is I know you've been to the Met.
Yeah.
Because last year when Jess and I went, you and Sally talked about when you guys had gone to the Met.
Yeah.
So I know you've been there. You could have texted me.
But I didn't even think, okay, here's the thing. So when I went to the Met the first time, I was just like a kid in a candy store full of art. Like I didn't even have a plan.
I was licking everything.
I was just licking everything. I was touching all of it. I was asked to leave several times, had to sneak back in. So basically, as I'm walking around, the first time I remember much better now, I was just enjoying being there and how big this place is. This is ridiculously huge. And so It is. It's like every time you turn a corner, there's a huge. You're in a different huge building.
And that is true, and it's kind of an easy place to get lost in too. But I just like the idea of you in the Met, which has one of the like best art collections in the country, and just you being like, "This room is so big."
Yeah,
like spinning in a circle.
No, it was.
I've never seen a building so big. How? You were just outside.
Amazing. And so
it's an amazing place.
It wasn't until I got to some of the medieval like Byzantine art that I was like, wait, I've seen and it's because they keep the structure the same. So even if the art is changing, they there's that huge gate, that huge gate. Mm-hmm. So that I was like, wait, I've seen that exact thing before. And then I turned into a room full of art I had seen before. And I was like, wait, oh no, I've been here.
Yeah.
And, luckily, though, the first 2 hours that I was there, even though I had been there before, I saw a bunch of art I had never seen.
Yeah. It's a massive place.
Yeah.
They have so much stuff in there. Because me and Jess, when we went last year, that was our big thing. Is that it wasn't until because they were closing down. We were there until 5, and we went to their gift shop quick, and then we started seeing like the prints and stuff or whatever they have there. Because usually it's like museums. Here's what we have here, and they kind of sell merch based on it. It wasn't until we were going through that we realized like, oh fuck, they have that here? They have that here? And we didn't get to any of it because we spent like a full hour just in the Egyptian section because they have like old pieces of tombs and pyramids, which is fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
But we realized we got stuck in all that like old historical stuff. I mean, it's all historical, but like that really, really old, like actual structural stuff. We did that for so long, and then this time we made a goal. We're like, we are going to get to the paintings. We didn't see any of the Van Goghs. We missed. It's like the most famous thing they have there, and we missed all of it. We didn't even realize. So this time we went back. We stayed focused, and we got to that stuff, and we were literally like a hallway away from all the shit we wanted to see.
That's
we just
funny.
didn't go. We didn't go 3 extra feet. To get to it.
While I was there, and this is what's weird. Clearly, even though a lot of this stuff is priceless, clearly there's a level of care for some pieces more than others, because some pieces have an alarm and some of them do not. And so there was a kid who straight up licked the statue of the Three Graces. Just imagine you're sitting there appreciating, like, you know, ancient art, like the fact that there's someone who has carved into marble something that has stood the test of time, and you look down and there's just a third grader just running his tongue.
Well, yeah. Remember when we were at the Philadelphia Museum of Art, and we just saw that kid who was like ready to climb into an ancient fountain. Yeah. He was like standing on part of it and just touching it, and his mom's level of alarm was nothing. She just went, "Jeffrey, don't." Yeah. I was like, no, he's climbing history. Grab him.
Yeah. His oily fingers are gonna desecrate this ancient piece of art.
Can I talk quick about the other thing I saw at the Philadelphia Museum of Art, or rather heard? You remember this?
I don't, but yeah.
When we were there, I went into this little side room where, like, it went to like one of those kind of like recreation rooms. You know, this is what this, you know, whatever would look like. And I walk in, and there's a security guard in there.
Oh,
and I see him he's off to the side with his phone. And I just walk into the room, and he's clearly doing speech to text. Because he starts it, and he goes, "The dishes," and then he hears me behind him, and he stops, but then continues, just goes, "The dishes better be cleaned and put away when I get home." And he was clearly sending a threatening text to a family member. Yeah. But I love the thinking about not finishing saying it. But then he went ahead, because I was in there. I was right behind him.
The only reason he
decided
didn't
to finish the
curse
thread
was because you were there.
That's probably the gap was probably
yeah.
Because
because then later when I lost you, I found him. So then you were like gone. You were like, because every major cities of art museum is usually just huge. So like the Art Institute in Chicago is huge. Philadelphia Museum of Art, the Virginia Fine Arts Museum, all like take days to get through. Like, and that's only if you're trying to just look, much less read what the artist was doing when they made the piece. So I lose you almost immediately. like
You were just really enjoying looking at the swords, and I was ready to move on.
Yeah, so I was like chilling, looking at swords. I was chilling, looking at like all the stuff. Anyway, I lose you at one point, and there's a room just like the room that you were in. This is a different area, though, I think, that you were in then versus the one I was in, where they've taken pieces that were essentially like the living quarters of that period. And so this guy, once again, is tucked away. I guess he just thinks no one looks in this room, because you can only take 2 steps into the room and look around. You can't actually
because then it's just a barrier, and then you're just looking at the still life, I guess, or whatever.
But then he's tucked into the side. And so then when I don't even fully hear what he said. I have like many inferences to what he may have been saying, because it sounded like when I heard him, he had, once again, speech to text, phone close to his mouth, and he was like, "Don't make me break my foot off." And like, it was like the same like through the teeth thing that I imagine you heard, but it was even more mumbly. So it wasn't like the dishes, whatever. It was like just amoeba of a threat, just like, "Don't make me take the back of your leg," and like it was just
this poor security guard. He just wants to find a quiet corner to threaten his family. Yeah, that's all he wants to do.
Yeah.
And he was in stark contrast to the first security guard we ran into. Remember, who was telling us about like the ancient railing, which could absolutely be a lie.
It could be. I also think, this is what I think. I think that guy was told that by a different security guard years ago, and he's repeated it ever since, because it is an interesting fact, and I think it could be true mainly because they are tucked away in a way that people just don't look at them. Yeah,
so there's this one room where then there's this there's like a walkway up there or something. Looks like a staff only area.
Yeah,
and there's this one section of like stone railing, and he's like, that is, I think he said that's the oldest piece of art. Or no, it's one of the oldest pieces actually in the museum.
Yeah,
because it was taken over from some sort of, I don't know, cathedral or something.
Yeah, they took it from a temple.
Yeah, and then just put it there, but no one has labeled it. It does look kind of out of place. So you're like, maybe, but also, I don't know. And he just tells this story of like, you're not supposed to say this, but it's like, oh, that costs like $7 million or some shit. And I'm like, I don't know if anyone would really, I don't think that really translates. You might be going off of other artifacts from that era or something could be worth that. I don't think just a railing that has been built into a museum now would go for $7 million.
And before we completely drop this topic, just in case it's not resonating with the audience, before we leave it behind.
It's an episode on culture, okay? I don't think we're in the wrong here. Come on.
There were like six pillars, and he said that each one of them cost like $2 million.
Oh, that's right. He was even more specific.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because it was the pillars, right?
It wasn't
it wasn't the balcony. That's right, because there was like the balcony. Yeah, so there's 4 pillars. Yeah, and each of them were like $2 million.
Yeah, and then
allegedly.
So I bring up this whole thing because I'm even going to the Whitney on Friday.
Oh, cool.
Trying to like really get that culture vibe in. You know what I'm talking about? Get that, all that good reading juices, all that stuff that come out museums, all that like.
See, now this I like. Let's keep talking about art, but let's do it that way.
All that rich, sophisticated feeling you get in your brains.
Yeah. Yeah. Fancy ass pillars.
So basically, when there's a museum of, I think it's contemporary. I'm trying to remember what it is. There's just this museum. I'll look it up right now. This is from my hometown as well, where it's like very small.
Oh, from your whole town. Okay.
Give me a second.
There was also a museum we went to in Philadelphia. While he's looking that up, in Philadelphia, that was very nice. What was it? The what institute? I can't remember the guy's name. The Barnes Foundation.
Mm-hmm. Barnes Foundation.
The Barnes Foundation, which was great, had a great collection. That one was frustrating that nothing was labeled.
Yeah, because that was just a guy's house.
It was his private collection. So it was set up how it was always set up. Very cool museum, very worth going to. But they have this thing where you can scan the art to find out things about it, which we didn't really get to do because by the time I got there, Josh's phone was about dead, and it was draining mine quickly. And we were gonna have to Uber to a show that night, so we couldn't really get some good learning in. But we looked at everything. We looked the hell out of it.
This does bother me. That so my hometown's museum is the Alexandria Museum of Art, and their website is, this is chaos. Their website is themuseum.org.
Whoa, they got it early, huh?
They got it so early. And I can't imagine it's full of
the museum.
I can't imagine it's full of stuff.
God, it'd be great if you went there and it was like a still under construction like clip art from like 2001.
Because let's see. I mean, there can't be much in here because the price for adults is $5, which is accessible. I appreciate that, but
that's good. Hell, with the art museum, I think we have in our town, I think is free. I think it's a give what you want situation.
Anyway, so what we have. Why is the font like this? I don't know. Anyway,
I can't see what you're looking at.
I was trying to navigate what's there right now to see if this was a piece that's always been there. Anyway, there's a story that I heard about a kid on a field trip from a middle school that tripped, and this happens in some museums. Like I'll tell you about the other one in a minute. But he apparently tripped, and his head went like into a painting. So he fully tore it with his forehead, And that's where you're really glad you aren't in the most cultured of cities, because if that had happened in Philly, it'd be your family paying that off for the rest of all of your lives.
Yeah, you all work there now.
That it was in Alexandria means that like y'all owe us.
Someone's got a copy.
Yeah. Y'all owe us one more printout.
Well, didn't your mom almost destroy a Picasso? I know we talked about it on the show, but wasn't that what it almost was?
Yeah, but that one was on like an easel in a gallery for sale. It's like, why is this not protected? This is
Yeah. And even a Picasso too that's more contemporary, that's not going to be the same as like a Da Vinci.
Yeah.
Those are different levels.
And then
of your life being ruined.
Did you see the kid? I can't remember where this happened, but there was a kid who tripped. First of all, he already had a soda in his hand, so it's like already whoever's supposed to be watching him needs to be
in a museum.
jail.
You're not allowed to go near the art with drinks. Yeah. I didn't think
so. He already has a soda in one hand, and then he slips, but slips like off of nothing, like slips in the way that only a 14-year-old's legs can slip. You know, like when you're like a teenager, your early teens, and your body is just dumb. Mm-hmm. Like it's just so stupid. Like somehow it can't figure out gravity. It made me mad.
For me, it wasn't quite when I was a teenager. It was a little younger than that.
I don't know, but this kid was like 13, 14. That's why I say it. But basically, he slips. Not even walking. This is what's so crazy. Like you'll just see teenagers sometimes, especially when I did community theater, like lighting for community theater, and so you have to be around the kids who are in the program who have parts in the play, and some of them will just fall from standing up.
Oh yeah, no, my nephew is 12, and his ass will just fall right over.
Yeah. So this kid slips and goes to catch himself against the wall. Against that wall is a painting that he puts his hand through.
Oh, good.
I think
and then throws the soda and it gets everything else in the room.
Yeah, I mean, well, the soda actually didn't leave his hand. The soda was the thing he was most responsible with. It was his own limbs that were the problem.
I thought for sure the soda was going to be the problem, but he had control of the soda.
Let me see. Kid destroys painting. 1.5 million.
Oh no! What did he destroy?
Let's see what it is.
Was this in Alexandria, or where did you say this was?
I didn't say where this one was. I think this was in Taiwan.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how to pronounce it, but it was a flower oil on canvas that was 350 years old.
Jeez. Huh.
Like, if I worked at a museum and I saw a clumsy kid coming, I would just be like, we're going to give you the virtual tour. Honestly, if you're gonna walk into a museum, or like if you're gonna be, you should have to do a straight line.
Hold you. I'm gonna hold you in control.
Yeah.
I'll point you at stuff, but from now you don't get to use motor functions in this room. Mm-hmm. But since we're talking about destroyed art, can we just take a quick second to remember how glorious it was when that lady fucked up that painting of Jesus? Yeah. See, it's delightful to remember.
So for those that don't know, that was a restorer, right?
She was supposed to be a restorer.
So for those that don't know, when you are going to a museum, especially if it's a museum with like truly priceless works from like antiquity, you will usually see some restoration. And if you've got a real eye for it, you can pick out what's been restored and what hasn't. Mm-hmm. Most things from like BC should be very faded. If they're not faded, then there's been some heavy restoration in them. And there's even some, like, you know, not to put them on blast or anything, because I really enjoyed it, and I'm going to go back I'm just going to keep going back to the Met as often as I can until I know my way around and can finish, like, feel like I've finished looking at certain exhibits. But in the Greek, so you were on the Egyptian side. On the other side of the museum on the first floor is the Greek and Roman sections. And in those sections, there are a couple of Greek pots that look like downright cartoonish in the way they've been restored. Like, some of them look good, and some of them they've traced well, but you can tell where it was just so faded that they couldn't trace, that they just made up a face. Yeah. Because there was one that and this will only work if you see the video of the podcast, which is on YouTube, by the way. So there was one of them where it's a pot that has aspects of the Trojan War in it. So you see Ajax, you see Achilles, you see all these people. And then there's a random person, which maybe this person had no historical significance or no significance to the Iliad. So maybe it was just supposed to be an extra soldier. But it's like Achilles looking fierce. It's Ajax looking like inquisitive. It's like, you know, I don't know if they were in battle with Hector or not. But then there's just this one character off to the side that's getting stabbed. And the face they're making is just like, like the eyes are like too wide. The eyes are like,
oh no!
It was insanely cartoonish, and the ink looked wet, like it looked like they just did that.
Hey, do you have that restoration done? We're about to open.
Yeah, yeah. No, it was too much.
Yeah, because like most restoration is like, you know, cleaning and stuff, kind of trying to just spruce it up, but
that Jesus
that Jesus painting, she's like, let me just freehand it. Let me go ahead and just
wait. Let me find it, and then put it in the show notes. We need to put like a link to it in the show notes so people can.
Maybe I'll make it like on Spotify. It shows the different like episode pictures. Just make it the.
Can I tell you that when you type in Jesus, we're talking top 8 result is painting restoration.
It was beautiful.
Okay, all right. So
that's a piece of art that I want to buy. Like that's an interesting thing. Like. I'm not really a religious arts guy, but I would hang that on my wall in a second.
Okay. I love how one of the first results in it when you look it up on YouTube is bungled restoration attempt destroys painting. And it's just, I'm assuming either someone who's upset or the restorer next to the painting like being interviewed. But just so you know, so you can follow along if you've clicked in the show notes or in the description of the YouTube
clicked
video.
What?
No,
a video?
A link.
Oh, I was just going to put a picture of it somewhere. Okay. You'll have to send me this link then.
Yeah, but if you... This is all neither here nor there, but basically for them to see it, they'd have to click something in the bio of the episode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think we're saying the same thing.
No, I didn't know you were sending to a link to a video. I was just going to post the picture.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sending a link to a video. I'm just saying early in the results on Google is when you go to Google Images, there's a video that's just like bungled restoration attempt.
Yeah. It's funny, too, that they then just showed the world. I don't know. At that point, if she would have showed up with that restoration, I've been like, oh, oops, looks like we lost this one.
Okay, so
there's been a heist.
For people looking at it right now, and for those of you who are yet to look at it, the initial one, you can tell it needs some restoration because there are whole pieces of the paint that have chipped off, and there's a lot of white in the overall painting that is just like indicative of aging.
But now this is the original picture, not the messed up one.
This is the original picture.
The original picture. Looks like the subject it's supposed to look
and
like.
Jesus's head is tilted. You see the crown of thorns on his head, and it does look a little bit, whether from aging or from the original painting, it does look a bit like Jesus has been punched in the eye. All right, like that is he's really giving his good side hard,
right?
And it's a bit thick. It's a bit fat.
He's trying to look his best, but he's wearing the crown of thorns means he's having a no good, very bad day. Jesus Christ, no good, very bad day.
This is not the day to get a selfie, you know? Like this is
but he's trying to give his good side.
All right.
He's turning the other cheek because that's the one they have not punched yet. So he's trying to just get a good picture of it.
The restoration can only be described to me as Elmo in blackface. But the blackface is actually pretty tan. Like it's just like this looks. This is.
I gotta bring it up.
The art is so bad that it looks a little racist. Like.
Yeah, it's got a Muppet vibe to it. There's a definite. I love the story's like what 5 years old.
Yeah.
It just popped back in my head. It's so delightful.
Because also
2014,
they fully smeared the mouth. So the mouth is so smeared now that it looks like Jesus doesn't have a mouth. They moved the beard to way under the chin, so the beard that Jesus did have is no longer in the right place. And the nose has been reconstructed to give like a what is it, Wallace and Gromit.
Reconstruct is a very nice word for what they've done here.
His
eyes are black too. Look at his eyes.
And also,
and they made like the pupils white.
Whoever did this is an atheist. Like who?
I was gonna say they're either drunk or were trying to make a statement.
Yeah,
or both.
The only way this could be more disrespectful is if they wrote on the actual painting, "Is this your king?" Like,
maybe it's trying to put you in the moment. It's trying to actually take you back then, because they didn't have glasses back then. So this painting is from the point of view of someone who can't see shit, and Jesus was right there, and they didn't know it. Not a lot of people do. Perspective. We don't think about that a lot in religious art.
Like. This person botched this painting and then went on to be and when I say mild, I mean the low side of mild. Like if we're talking to Taco Bell sauces levels of success, the extra mild, right?
Right. And I'm sending you a picture right now where just someone did a goof where it was restored to look like It's Pat from SNL. And it just made me laugh.
That is funny.
That's pretty good, right? I know these are all visual bits, but
wow,
that one entertained me. Well, I think that's the culture segment.
We should actually call this episode, like in parentheses or in brackets, the episode should say visual companion. And then just have a link to everything we've talked about so people don't get lost.
Yeah. No, I'll make a little, we'll have some things for people to look at. But yeah, no, this is the JJS audio tour is what this is.
All right. One more.
I would love to do that. I would love for us to record a tour for a museum. That's an episode maybe we should do. Just
an episode. Man, this dude look like Gandalf.
Yeah. Because Josh and I would say we do a 50-50 every time we go to a museum is us really discussing art we like and techniques we like. And then the other half is us just roasting the hell out of art and how people look in art.
Okay. Wait. I'm sending this to you right now. And we'll just add this one to the list. This is another botched restoration. It's the botched Virgin Mary painting.
I did see that one right underneath.
If just to describe it for those of you,
she looks like a thumb with eyes.
Yeah. They gave her the full like Ermagerd.
Ermagerd the Virgin Mary. You can't get work again if you do that, right?
Let me tell you, I can't draw. All right. But I at least have the integrity to not take a job where it is my duty to redraw a master.
Yeah. Because it looks like they asked me. It looks like they asked me, hey, can you restore this picture of Jesus? And we need it done today. That's what you're going to get.
Also, I'm very sorry. We don't have any more oil. You're going to have to use crayons.
Yeah. And they're pretty filed down already. So good luck.
Yeah. Can I tell you? Ooh.
Someone send us some art that will restore.
So when I tell me if you experience anything like this. I'm trying to remember where this was, but when I was little, there was a kid who had the full box set of is it 128? I think it's 128 crayons with different colors with the pencil sharpener in the back. Mm-hmm. Do you remember that?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
We had one of those, yeah.
This kid was styling on everybody early in the year.
Yeah.
And by like the spring, maybe right before summer started, he had whittled down every crayon more than I can even, like, I honestly.
Every crayon?
Dude, every crayon. Because I think what he was doing was he just did not like any, was his flex. Every time he popped that box of crayons open, they were all sharp. They were all like fully, like pinpoint sharp, ready to go.
Gotcha.
Fine point crayon coloring. Okay. And to his credit, he was actually like a pretty good at drawing. Like I remember, I remember looking at his drawings and being like, "Oh yeah, I can't do that." Like
I was gonna say, if all of his crayons are filed down and then he's shit at drawing, then you've got like he's eating those.
Yeah,
he's sucking on those crayons,
and so
that's why they're so low.
And so then this kid, this is wild. Okay, so then this kid has filed them down so much that they can't really, like, he lost one in the sharpener because it got too short to sharpen. So then he was just turning it with his thumb to try to like turn it and sharpen it, but then it just got stuck. There's no way to get it out now.
Yeah, I was waiting to see if then like just cut his finger open or something.
No, they made it so you couldn't do that.
Listen, this is a Josh Johnson story. I'm not sure where the turn's coming, but I get ready.
And so this kid had got to the point where all of his crayons, he finally had to take the paper off of each crayon because it was like they're whittled down that much. And he, by the end of that box of crayons, he just had a box of beads. Like he was literally rolling the crayon against the paper to get the color off and to color. And I had never, like, this kid was such a genius to me. It had never occurred to me that could even happen.
Yeah.
Like he was like fully just dragging the little beads of crayon across the paper. And then was like doing low key, like, 6-year-old masterpieces. Like
that sounds like he got the most out of that pack more than anyone else.
Yeah,
because he had all those crayons and that sharpener. And listen, all of us who had it, usually it's like it's cool to bust out, and then you lose crayons, and then you get something stuck in the sharpener, and then you just kind of have like a loose pencil case of crayons because you're done with the box. This kid though sounds like he took care of that box, really used these crayons, and used them well.
Do you remember the, like, what was it? What was the company that made the really hardcore like number 2 pencil color pencils?
I mean, I think there's a bunch of them, but I'm
it
not
may
sure.
have still been Crayola. I have no idea. But basically,
they make some number 2 pencils.
There was a kid who went to steal another kid's colored pencils. And this was like, obviously we're talking like playground rules. This is a no-go, right? This is like off jump. All right, you're getting touched up if you touch my colored pencils, much less try to steal the whole pack.
You can ask, can I borrow that colored pencil? But you have to be prepared for the answer to be no. Yeah, I need that one.
And so this kid swiped all the colored pencils off this kid's desk and started running. Right?
Damn, that's like, in middle school terms, that's like having sex with someone's wife. You've created a situation here.
And so then kid takes off after the other kid, and we're already not the most coordinated because we're all young. But in a sometimes something happens where it pulls almost like a divine instinct out of you that you didn't know you had. And this kid, because he can't catch up to the kid that stole his colored pencils, he gets just close enough to him that he makes a big bet. And he just fully swipes one leg, like just like catches up to him enough to trip him. Swipes one leg. The kid who's got like the colored pencils, I'm trying to remember how he was holding them, had the colored pencils. Like either, I can't remember if they were against his chest or all in his hands, but either way, he's holding them kind of like this, and he trips and lands on all
like this.
Of them.
He means has them like in his hands over his chest for the listeners. Falls on them and double staked his chest.
Completely just like really impales a couple pencils.
See, I knew someone was going to get impaled soon. That's why I felt it with the crayon story. I felt it coming. I felt the chaos building.
And then he rolled over. So he lands and he's like, oh. just from landing, right? He's like, you ever remember when you were a kid and you get so hurt you didn't cry? You were like, I need to breathe through this situation. Like you don't even.
Yeah. You were stunned that feeling existed.
Yeah, and so this kid rolls over, and we just see a bunch of colored pixels like in him, right?
Oh God!
And not like deep, like he's not gonna die or anything, but just like really, they stuck. They were sharp. And so then
made me tighten up a
he
little bit.
rolls over, and the kid who was chasing him turns around. I was like, you could keep him. Just
and the kid laying on the ground is like, I won, and puts his hands up, but all the pencils are still sticking out of his chest.
Nobody wants your blood orange, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. All of these, the color is blood now.
Yeah.
It's not green anymore. That's blood.
Yeah.
You've made this pack all one color now.
Oh man. Just to keep
our very classy episode going.
No, I'm not gonna tell that one. I'm gonna wait.
Oh, okay. No, come on. What do you wait for? What?
Okay.
What are you saving them for?
Just basically. Did you ever see that video got passed around back in the day in like 2007? Where this guy was like bucking his friend, and his friend finally gets up. They're in a college dorm, and his friend gets up and then throws some scissors at him.
I don't know if I've seen this
Oh,
one.
okay. Well, he throws the scissors at him, and a lot of people thought the video was fake. But he gets up, finally gets annoyed, throws the scissors at him, and the scissors go like right into the kid's arm.
Oh.
But there's no blood. They're just in there, and that's why people were like, oh, this is fake or whatever, because you see him throw him, but whenever it would have hit him was like slightly off camera. And a lot of people also think it's fake because we hadn't reached that level of fake prank technology yet in 2007. Like in 2007, if you saw something go down online, it was probably really happening.
Yeah.
Like nobody was faking World Star videos.
No, they were just.
That's a person who actually got knocked out. Like,
yes.
And so that
I suppose if you throw it well enough too, that's holding in the blood, you know. If you have that in your arm.
The way that it stuck him, and then that guy was also like too hurt to be like screaming or upset. He just went, dude. He just kept saying "dude" over and over, and then another guy is like, "Hey, so should we like call an ambulance or anything?" Or like,
yeah, I don't know if I saw that one.
All right.
We'll see if we put that one in the bio. I don't want.
No. We probably should. I actually don't even know if you can find it. There seems to be. Tell me if you think that this is on the money or not. There seems to be a different internet now than there was when we were like getting into college. I feel like the internet now is like a place where nothing is ever really gone and everything is permanent. Nothing is private. All that stuff. But I could swear to you that the internet from like 2002 till like 2000 maybe 7, that period of internet was where a lot of stuff was getting shared. But even to this day, there's stuff I can't find anymore.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, because you can find some of those old videos I found, but they're like either there's copies of copies, like it's clearly like, you know, been copied several times and on just some other account. I think it's because some of those videos that we all knew were from sites that don't really exist anymore. Like, I know they still exist, but you know, like E-Bombs World and stuff like that. Remember those sites where they were always kind of pre-Facebook, like just kind of social media collections of just stuff. Pre-Reddit more is kind of what those sites were.
Yeah.
But then a lot of them shuttered and deleted all their stuff. So if it didn't like make it over to YouTube or something, those videos, like some of them did disappear.
Yeah.
Not all great art gets restored.
Honestly, the way in which we've lost games, especially, and certain videos to games? Time. Like, do you remember Shockwave?
That sounds familiar.
So Shockwave Player is I don't even know if they're affiliated, but like on old PCs that only ran Internet Explorer, the basically their version of I guess Adobe. Somebody can correct me in the comments or in an email if I'm wrong, but basically Shockwave was like one of the video players that you had to keep restoring.
I remember Shockwave.
Then Shockwave.com was this site where it was mostly games, like it was Shockwave Games, but then it also had like forums and stuff like that back when chat rooms were big and stuff. And Shockwave Games had some of the best games. Like when I tell you Shockwave Games and Cartoon Network's original site, like we're talking about even before Toonami.
The Cartoon Network site
had games. They had Dragon Ball Z games. They had Bug Juice. No, Disney. Sorry. Disney actually had a website that had a bunch of games on it. This is back when all the networks had their own website with like games based off of their shows. But
they were like fleshed out games too.
Fully fleshed out thing.
They were like they weren't just because now if you see a sponsored game or a crossover thing, it's usually just like an app game and it's the same shit over and over again.
Yeah, it's like a match 3
like
whatever.
Match 3 or a Candy Crush ripoff or something like that. It's just something that's rushed. But like they used to make fully fleshed out games. I remember a Cartoon Network game that literally took a couple hours to beat, and it was like a puzzle solving where you like went to different islands and traded things to other characters, and it took a while to beat it. And I'm like, that was a full game.
Let's talk about a game that I never beat. Samurai Jack. On Cartoon Network, they had you as a young Samurai Jack fight everyone he had to fight to become Samurai Jack.
Yeah.
And I was always getting caught up early because I'm not that great at video games. I was getting caught early on the African guy with the sticks.
I don't know Samurai Jack that well. So
okay.
I'll take your word for it.
It's a beautiful show. We should watch it sometime.
I like the guy who made it. I've never watched it, but he did another show called Primal.
Wait, you've never watched it?
I've seen like parts of episodes. No, I've never watched Samurai Jack.
Okay, all right.
Get ready for our Samurai Jack watch podcast.
Yeah. I feel like
Samurai Josh.
Also for the listener, and this is completely serious because I think that this could be a cool thing. For the listener, please write in and let us know what you think or how you would feel about any sort of companion content. Like if we did do like a visual, like audio companion to a bunch of images or like something like that, because that could be a good fun new thing that we try.
I don't fully know what he means. So yeah, I guess let us
imagine
know.
Okay, so for instance, right?
Yeah.
You could do the entire image collection of an artist's work or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then in the show notes, where just this image is like, time stamped like this. We talk about this one first, this one second, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then I think that there could be something fun about, like, let's say we were to watch Rise of the Young Wolf.
Is that a Samurai Jack episode?
Ouch.
What is that?
That is the air hockey documentary that we watched together.
I forgot about that. Yeah. I mean, I think what you're describing is a reaction video.
Kind of like a reaction video, but yeah, in pieces.
I think that's what you're describing is just a more well edited kind of reaction video. Mm-hmm. But we could release just a commentary for it. The special commentary. Go watch Rise of the Young Wolf. And here's our commentary track for it.
Oh no.
I like that. Oh, there's a fly.
Yeah.
This one's all over the place. Because first it was art, then Flash games. Then I think we just had a work meeting for a second there.
No, that's my bad. Well, I didn't know. I didn't know if it would translate into something worth asking people. But ending the whole thought on reaction video means probably not.
Let's do a reaction video right now. That was a little joke. That was a little joke I did. That one was scared. That one was scared is what that was.
Yeah.
Well, what were we building to with Cartoon Network and Disney Channel websites? Was it just off of how the internet's changed?
Yeah, how the internet's changed and how I can't find those games. Like now that I have the motor skills to beat games, I really wish I could go back and just do what my young, inexperienced hands could not.
Right.
I feel like I got good at video games when I was like 22. Like I finally started putting it all together.
Right.
Because I was decent at some games, but I just didn't have the concentration and the hand-eye coordination for certain games. And then sure enough, at like right around like 23, I'd be chilling with Jacob and we'd play something and I'd be like, oh, it's all clicking somehow now.
You know, but that's deceiving though, because I feel like I've had it both ways with old games where you go back and then you can just beat it actually, and I'm kind of like, oh, this is the game I had so much trouble with. But then there are still some old games and I'm like, this is stupid hard.
Yeah,
it's still really hard.
That's how I feel about Tapper. When I watch you play Tapper.
Yeah. Wait, arcade games though were designed to be hard because they want to just keep putting coins in. So certain arcade games get to a point where you truly just can't win, but they just want you to keep feeding money. It's to make you feel good enough, but I'm pretty good at Tapper too. Just putting that out there. Just wanted to end on the important point, which is that I'm pretty good at Tapper. That's a fun one to play because it's got a different controller system. What are we doing now? This is our most tangent-y one, but I think it's because this is the most less pressed for time we've been in a while.
Yeah.
To fit an episode in.
Yeah, this is what happens when we actually have all day to chat.
Yeah. Well, anything else on art, or should I get the mailbag?
So yeah, you can pick the mailbag while I talk about art museums a little bit more, because I've now been to enough.
Do it.
So okay, I've been to enough now that I have gathered lots of different experiences, and I remember, wow, there was this one woman named Leanne who I can't think of a better word than cornered. She truly and fundamentally cornered me in the abstract expression section of the museum, and was just telling me about her day.
Oh, see, but now this kind of sounds like a Josh Johnson dream come true, though.
You would think so, but not only was her day not good, like, I'm all about getting to know people, in like an organic way or anything. I think it's a different energy when no one wants to hear what you're about to say, and so you corner a person and tell them. Because I was like, oh, okay, like she was telling me about how she had to go to court and like all this stuff, and I was like, oh no, well, I hope that works out, and best of luck in your claim. I in my head I'm like, I got nothing for you. Like I don't fully understand, because she was also trying to explain.
Good luck with your claim.
Well, she was trying to explain to me what she was trying to sue for, and I get that. I also didn't get it. So I was like, oh yeah, I guess. But this isn't checking in with a person to get advice. It's also not a time where you're like, I need to air this out to a person for feedback. This is just like, oh man, all right, this guy's by himself. And and so then, which I really respect this about her, because this is where it becomes your nightmare. So I'm like, oh, well, I hope that everything goes well. And, I even think I said it was great talking to you. And I start to move, and she just follows me. Like, she just follows me and keeps talking. And I didn't think it was an option. Like, I didn't think...
You thought, surely she won't come with me.
Because usually when there's someone that's the security of the museum that's like, oh, don't touch the painting or whatever, they're usually confined to an area.
Right, yeah.
But she is leaving her post.
Yeah. Or like that guy at the Barnes Foundation, remember, who was like running laps?
Yeah.
I don't know. Some security guards are free range.
That guy so clearly wanted someone to be arrestable. Like, he was just...
Yeah, he was just walking in circles, getting his steps in.
Yeah, and some of it was
it's not a big place.
It's not a big place, and some of it was like, we would see him in a different room going in the direction he was just in. Like, does he know where he's going? Like, it seemed like he was lost and he didn't want to admit it to anyone.
It seemed like it was going to be very easy for him to knock someone over into like all of the antique furniture that was there.
Yeah, imagine your whole head going through a Matisse because the security guard is like trying to find the bathroom and simply can't, but doesn't want to ask someone who doesn't work there where the bathroom is.
Yeah. It's his first day. He's nervous, trying to walk off the nerves.
Yeah, but no.
So how long did this security guard at this other museum follow you?
I truly...
We're still dating.
I truly can't even imagine the amount of time that it was. It felt like for half the time I was there, and I was there for like 4 hours.
See, that's what you get.
Yeah.
See, that's why sometimes I'm kind of like, maybe I need to be more open to experiences like Josh, and then I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
It's nice that people don't really talk to me.
And some of it, I will say, some of it did seem unfair to her. There were a couple of instances where I was like, yeah, you should probably, like, now I am rooting for you in your suit, you know? But then also like her back, it was like, it was just, she was
her back?
She was just talking about how her back always hurts, but then they give her the upstairs, and she's like, I really want the downstairs, so I don't have to go up the stairs for my back. But, you know, to be fair, I only have to go up the stairs twice in my shift. And I was just like, man, like she was complaining to me so much, it felt like family.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's if you're going to follow someone around at your job to talk to them, like bring something, man.
Yeah.
Make up some stuff. Make up how old those pillars are. Do something. Don't just be like, a little bit of creak, a little bit of ache in my back there.
Yeah.
But I have to use it,
Yeah.
walking and standing.
And she'd be like, oh, I like this one. That was the other thing that she did that cracked me up. She'd be like, I really like this one. I'm like, oh yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, as if I'm not seeing everything for the first time.
Right.
And then she was like, we're not supposed to comment on what we like and don't like, unless you ask us. So ask me which one I don't like. And I was like, what? And she was like, ask me which one I don't like. And I was like, it's just us in here. Like this is like a slow day.
That's some great mom energy.
I had like a
there.
club date on the Thursday. And so I'm just there during a Thursday. So there's almost no one in the entire museum. And she like asked me which one. I was like, are we on camera or something? She's like, just ask me which one I don't like. And I was like, fine, which one do you not like? And she was like, that one. And she pointed to the one behind me and she was like, it looks like, she leaned in to say, it looks like poo.
Got him. You got him, Doris.
Yeah. Get
him. Ask me which one I don't like. I like that. Well, should we wrap up this very culture-filled episode with our mailbag?
I mean, not only should we wrap it up, we should probably cut 15 minutes of it.
We'll see. For the video portion, my camera is no longer recording for some reason. I guess the card's full, even though it was empty. I don't know. So just for the remainder of the video, my half will just have that Jesus painting. I'll just go ahead. So you'll see Josh and then that terribly restored. It'll just be you looking at it to be like, uh-huh.
Okay. All right.
Let's open up the mailbag. We may only have time for this one because I have a feeling we might be able to dig into it a little bit. But this is from, they've signed it anonymous, so I will leave it anonymous. But the title is VeggieTales Sex Talk. So just absorb that title for a second. What's up, J-Lo? I want to start off and say I appreciate the elements both of you bring to the show. You guys remind me of my younger sister and I. I should have been kidnapped by now, and my sister is the Logan that humbles me. Okay, there we go. This is a good definition of our roles. We all grow up with preconceived connotations. As someone who mainly grew up in Minnesota, I was always taught to shudder and dramatically act disgusted when someone says Iowa. Then I went to college in Nebraska, which culturally we do the same thing, but also comment on how bad their corn is. It makes me laugh when Logan rips on his state, too, because it makes me think, who actually likes Iowa? Real quick, I know I'm from Iowa. It's my home. And yeah, I rip it a little bit, but, Minnesota and Nebraska can go eat a fat one. Nebraska is the more boring Iowa, and that's saying something. Anyway, Just getting into some Midwest rivalries. Hey, they brought it up. Okay. I have 2 young kids, and as someone who likes to stress about things very far in the future, I was hoping you guys could help me prepare for the question. I married into a very religious family. My oldest was born a year and a half before our wedding and conceived within 7 months of our relationship. I feel like that's an unnecessary information for this question. But what is the most watered-down, VeggieTale-friendly answer you can think of? So I believe this is the sex talk. This one, it wants it to be so clean they didn't even really say sex. Just the talk.
It would actually be so.
Or is it the talk about being born out of wedlock? Is that the talk?
I can't fully tell, but it's very fitting that you're now that poorly drawn Jesus, as you asked me the whole thing.
Yeah, I didn't realize I was going to thematically line up so well. Okay, so is that, you think that's the talk?
Maybe, yeah.
Was being born before, because she's 7 months into our relationship?
Yeah. I guess so. If you don't know, I don't know.
That's the information I have. When I first read it, I thought it was just like the sex talk. But now I'm wondering, is it about that? Let me just read this again. I have 2 young kids, and as someone who likes to stress about things very far in the future, I was hoping you guys could help me prepare for the question. I married into a very religious family. My oldest was born a year and a half before our wedding and conceived within 7 months of our relationship. What is the most watered-down, VeggieTale-friendly answer you can think of? So the question is not posed. The question is implied. But then the follow-up information makes me think it's a different question.
Okay, so I'm just going to answer it as if it's the talk. So
the sex talk?
Yeah. So
okay.
When a cucumber
7 months after a mommy and daddy meet.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, 2 years.
Yeah, when a cucumber and a tomato are very much in love, they decide to make a salad. And what's a salad without some seeds?
Oh.
I don't know. So then what's a salad without some seeds? So then
remember, you're saying this to a painting of Jesus.
So then you have to plant the seed to get the fruits and vegetables to grow so that you can have new veggies for your salad. I feel like that's pretty good because even VeggieTales doesn't cover it. Like I'm wading into waters that have been uncharted by even VeggieTales.
That's true, and here's why I think the VeggieTales angle is what causes a problem here, because what has happened to those veggies to make a salad is that they were all brutally murdered. You got to chop them up, so that's sending a mixed signal already.
Yeah.
Now we've just created a confusing bedtime story to scare children.
You know what? Yeah, that's my bad.
No. I think that was a good... No, actually, honestly, I've never heard the salad metaphor, and I think it actually kind of works. Seed's got a double connotation that I don't love, but... Sometimes you just want some seed. No, I like that. That's better than, honestly, that's better than most sex talks, I think, what you just did. Because there was no bim bims and woo woos and whatever else that people try to use to replace body parts. I think you actually did. I thought we were going to need to really work this out. I think you nailed it in one.
That's very kind.
What was that? Was that a fly?
No, it was a mosquito in here.
Oh, okay. Oh, your body language got so weird there.
So, we'll go ahead and...
Yeah.
Thanks so much for listening to the Josh Johnson Show. We had a great time recording. I hope you had a great time listening. If you are looking to catch up with us on any of the socials, you can find me at Josh Johnson Comedy on Instagram, Josh Johnson on Twitter, Josh J Comedy on Facebook, and Josh Johnson Comedy on TikTok and YouTube, where we post clips of the show. And if you're looking for Logan...
You can follow me on Instagram at Logan M. Nielsen. And if you want to get into the mailbag to ask us perplexing questions, vegetable-themed questions, you can email us joshjohnsonshow@gmail.com. And if you want some of our bonus art, I'll call it, go on over to our Patreon. That's patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show, where we have bonus podcasts and some video stuff and access to live shows and old live show replays. And speaking of live shows, Josh and I will be performing together next week in Phoenix, Arizona, September 15th and 16th. So if you look down in the episode bio, you'll see tickets there, or a ticket link there, along with the links to whatever confusing visual aids we are also putting with this episode. This is new territory for us. This is untreaded water for us.
Yeah, and we hope you like it.
I like it. Or uncharted water. Untreaded. You don't tread water. Well, I guess, can you?
Yeah, but you shouldn't be.
Yes, but it's frowned upon.
Yeah. Charter the water.
Charter it. It's probably smart to charter it. First time you've counted along, it threw me off.
My bad.
That's okay. I just almost forgot how to count for a second because you were also counting.
Welcome to the Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand-up comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm still here. We're doing all right. What's up, man?
Oh,
how are
God. You? Okay.
No, well, yeah. I was just telling you about it. Every little tech thing I had to do today was just me being like, "Oh no, it's broke. Oh, it's just not plugged in." Okay, so it's like I know it's not the machine's problem. It's a lot of just my mental state, I guess. I'm just tired. And then right before we started recording to sync up, I count to 3 and we clap, and then you did it at the same time, which made me forget how to count. So, doing great. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm all right. Yeah, Do you ever have that though, where you ask somebody something, you ask somebody how their day is going, and they really level with you immediately, or they're just God, like, yes. "Oh yeah, she left." Yeah, I mean, like,
yes, I have several friends who are like that. Yeah, just like, "Well, life's terrible, but here we are." I'm like, "Okay, you can't just say fine."
I don't even say terrible. I don't even get into it with people to the point where I'm like, "Oh, life's not good" or something. I'm literally just like, "We'll tell you what's going on with the day."
Yeah, and I don't mind that so much, but yeah, I do. I know people who will just drop like their entire mental illness on you in that one moment, and it's like, come on, man.
At least give me half.
Yeah, I'm just asking to ask. Yeah, at least.
But no.
Give me half.
That's your mistake though, because I will tell you right now, if there's someone who, as nice as I am and as open as I am, as much as I talk to people who sometimes don't want to be talked to, if I see someone where I get the vibe immediately that they are actually a monster, I steer clear. There have been few instances where you've even seen me and I'm like, I cannot engage with this person. This person is the worst.
And now this is because this is another one of those situations where you're sounding like me. So what are your tip-offs to when it's like, oh, this is a monster, I got to get out of here? What are those I guess signifiers to you?
Okay. Did I ever tell you about when my friend was trying out for that Broadway show?
I don't know.
Okay, so
this sounds familiar.
I'm not going to say his name just in case he doesn't like the story.
Rodney.
Even though he didn't do anything in the story, he was just a witness. But basically, my friend was in line for an open call for a Broadway show, right? And so open call means it's going to be a long line.
We talked about this, didn't we?
I thought we did.
I think we did talk about this.
Okay,
yeah.
That's the type of person I would steer clear from.
Because what did you do exactly? Give the short version.
Okay, so the short version is
he wanted to talk about everything, right?
Huh?
Oh, that's never mind. I remembered the story because it was him just being like his whole career, right? His whole journey.
Yeah. Should I just give a brief overview? Because now, in case someone's never listened to the show before, now we sound crazy.
That's true. Now we are monsters in a line, forcing people to hear our half stories. That's a fair point. And I did that. I'll take the blame for that one.
So basically, to make a long story short, especially if you've heard before, my friend was in an open call, and then there was someone that was behind him in line, and they just kept doing this thing that people do when they want you to talk to them, where they were like, yep, whoo, yep, yep. And then he just didn't want to engage because those people that do that are like, they haven't built up the skills to just talk to you. So they're trying to talk to you without talking to you, so that they lose nothing if you ignore them, but they gain something if you pay attention to them.
Well, it's because they want to talk at you. They're not interested in having a conversation with you. That's the main difference. They want you to go, "What's up, dude?" And then you can go blah.
And by the way, I'm not saying anyone who has an outburst, because life is life. We're going to have outbursts. I'm not talking about anyone who's ever had an outburst. I'm saying someone who specifically fields the room for like, yep, and then just tries to make eye contact with somebody to see if they'll, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, he keeps going, yep, finally my friend, because he's in an hours long line. And so finally he turns around, he's like, oh, what's going on? And the next thing the guy says is, yep, I had to suck a lot of dicks to get where I am today.
Yeah, that's right.
And my friend was like, wow, whoa.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't suck any, and I'm literally in line in front of you. You know?
I think I'd just be like, name all the dicks right now.
Because what's a lot?
Yeah, I want to know.
But that type of person is someone who I avoid. And then someone who's also, okay, one time when I worked at Trader Joe's, this is so wild, because I also avoid people who are openly angry in a way that is, it's one thing if I watch something happen to them and they're angry, right? So like if I watch someone get kicked out of a place or something and they're angry about it, I know why you're angry, I think. So now if you happen to look at me or engage with me, I can talk to you, right?
Right, yeah.
When I have no idea what you're upset about and I don't know you, I also steer clear. Because one time, back when I was working,
you're a potential threat to my day now.
Yeah, because I was working at Trader Joe's, right?
Yeah.
And this is the Trader Joe's in New York. So I'd been in New York for like maybe 3 months. So I just moved here, right? This guy is in the fresh produce area, but I call it the fruit aisle just to like keep it clear, right?
Right.
So he was pulling one of the plastic bags that you pull when you want to put a bunch of apples in it or just a bunch of the loose fruits together. He was pulling one of those, and the little seam that's supposed to catch the clip to break, it must have missed, so he pulled way too much, right?
Okay.
This is where
we've all been there. This is where, very common thing.
Yeah, this is where things go off the rails. So then like
everything I've said up till now, normal.
Yeah, like you've said, this happens to everybody, right?
Happens to everybody. It's very common.
This dude pulls.
Happened to me the other day.
The rest of his arm comes down from him pulling, and he loses his mind. Okay.
Oh.
This dude
he just got fired.
Yeah. This
like something happened before the store.
It was to the point where I was wondering if he worked at Trader Joe's and then got fired the day before, and I just never met him. That's how mad he got. So he pulls it, right?
Yeah.
As he's pulling, his arm goes down the rest of the way. So now he's got like 9 bags that he's pulled. Okay. And
he's like, I don't want this many lemons.
And then he drops the end one and then just tries again and then pulls another bunch instead of just breaking the one that he had in his hand. But now,
how is that the solution?
I have no idea, but you don't think clearly when you're angry because he's visibly angry now, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And so then he pulls again, and now there's like at least 20 bags that have been pulled out of this roll, and there's bags that are like there's bags that are like on the floor now, all still connected, like a whole roll of toilet paper unrolled, right? Yeah. And so it's just these green bags. And so now instead of trying to pull again or break any of them, he just punches an orange. Okay? This dude punches an orange. And I think that once you break the seal on your personal level of anger, You're
I
just
thought you were going to say on an orange.
no. Yeah, when you break the seal on an orange, all hell breaks loose.
There's no turning back.
Once you break the seal on, just your level of anger, I think a lot of people, that's where you find out who someone is, because I think a lot of people either decide, hey, this is where I should check myself, or I'm too far gone and I'm just going to hit the gas.
Yeah.
In a fight, in an argument, there's a level, there's a ceiling that people have. And once you go past that, that's who you find out who's like, quote unquote, crazy, who you find out is like a fighter, who you find out is a crier, like all that stuff. Because that's the moment where you realize you're angry and you either start to see red or you start to calm down, right?
Well, yeah, the emotion takes over and you're in like a free fall now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so this dude punches the orange, and I think for him, clearly punching oranges is cracking the ceiling. Cause then this dude still with the green bag string in his hand, the strip of green bags, just keeps punching oranges, right? And so then he starts screaming. He's like, oh, like, and it's not a scream that's like to get attention. It's a guttural low scream, right? Like he's essentially just being like, oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Punching,
the noise of a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Punching oranges, orange juice going, right? Like this dude is getting orange juice all over his face. And I've never been so scared of orange juice, because he had just enough of it on his face to look like blood. Like,
right.
Like you knew if he had been punching a person, his face would just be covered, right?
Yeah.
And then
I want a glass of fresh punched orange juice, please.
And then so he must have punched like 8 oranges, right? And they're layered on the on these like little cabinets, because the display is wooden. So it's not like he's punching a stack of oranges like you'd see at Walmart that are tilted. He's punching like a stack of oranges that are on this wooden cabinet, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why he's making so much juice, is because there's nowhere for the oranges to go.
There's no escape for these oranges.
There's no escape for these oranges. So anyway, after he punches the 8th orange, he tries to storm off. And as he's like turning around, in his punching, he's just got the bags wrapped around his arm. Oh. So now he tries to walk away, and he's just pulling more rolled bags like toilet paper.
Oh no.
And that dude walked out of the store with like maybe 100 bags trailing him.
That's all you can do, I think. You can't finish shopping. You can't just...
That dude left sticky.
Yeah. I was going to say, now he's sticky and covered in plastic. But yeah, you can't do that and then just look down at your list, cross off oranges, and then move on to the next thing.
It'd be so funny if he didn't want oranges. He just want plums, but then... Bow, 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 bow.
Like... And I get it too. When you're angry, you don't think clearly. You just get frustrated. But just tear the bags, dude. Like, just at any point, tear the bags. Even if you got a couple, and I know you don't need a couple, but don't just keep pulling. Where's he thinking? Like, oh, this is just one really long bag. Like, what did he think was happening?
I would have loved to have a conversation with him or be in his head. Because,
I mean, be in his head. You don't want to talk to him.
Because, well, no, just later in life. Like today. This was years ago. So I think I could talk about, I think maybe he's over it by now, right? Yeah. And I'd love to like, because you know how...
Or he's still serving time for it.
Yeah, I'd hate to be the person who ran into him on the street and just be like, hey, buddy, are you all right? And he just starts swinging, right? You can't tell why his punches are so tasty, you know?
Why are your fists so sweet?
Yeah, this dude assault is delicious. He'd have beat the hell out of you, and you're like, what was it? A little hint of Florida.
Such citrusy violence. I can tell I'm being hurt, but I think I'm also getting vitamins.
Yeah. At least this dude smells good, right?
Yeah, he punched a cold right out of me.
Emergency be damn. And so I just wonder if in his head, because you know sometimes when you're mad about something, and especially if you spiral, right? Like I've had conversations with friends and family who get upset about something and they just start listing what else they're upset about as if the two things have anything to do with each other, right? And I would love if in the middle, like he had a breakup and in the middle of his head, he was just like thinking and like trying to get a plum or an orange or, whatever he needed. And then he pulled and they were all connected. They didn't tear for him. And he was like, she's up to it again. She's up to it again. He tries to pull again. And then he just starts swinging at oranges.
Yeah. I mean, because, I haven't been to that level, but, I've had my times of going through rough times. And it's one thing, and it's always an insignificant thing that will just break you, and then it does just become everything in your head of like, and then this, and then also this, and this, and there's nothing you can do. And so sometimes you gotta punch some fruit. You just gotta wreak havoc in a produce aisle. So I get it. I get where he's coming from. I've never done that specifically.
Yeah,
but what a tantrum to have. Because did anyone stop him? Like even on the way out, or everyone was just like, just let him go. You never know. Sometimes security, like I'll get involved in this.
Yeah, I'll tell you in a second. But no one stopped him.
Okay.
Because it was also such a. What's that movie with that guy that just goes on a shooting spree? Suburban guy. It's like a classic.
Oh, Falling Down, the Michael Douglas movie, Falling Down.
It might be Falling Down, but it was A Something Man. It was A Something Man.
A Something Man.
Trying to think of who it was.
When was it? Yeah,
it was like a '90s movie.
A Desperate Man, or I don't
maybe
know.
A Desperate Man. Anyway, he just had the vibes. The title I just
made up, I think.
He had the vibes of if you spoke to him. First of all, he had the vibes of someone who was coming back, and if you spoke to him, he would remember. That's why nobody stopped him.
Yeah. Well, and I will say I said that and then realized I forgot, like, store security in New York is a lot different than around here.
Yeah.
Where like store security in New York is like they are just trying to get through their day.
Yeah.
Whereas around here, a lot of store security kind of act like they're cops.
Yeah, it's like, I could see that.
All right.
Especially if you
buddy.
have to deal with very little at a time. I could see you, just for the sake of your own sanity, trying to involve yourself or trying to
Absolutely. I remember when I worked at Target in college, and there was a couple of young security guys, and every now and then they'd like pull me off a register to go tail somebody, like just to see if they're gonna steal some chips. Like it was, but then they were never actually good at stopping like the real people trying to actually like steal money from the store. They were never good at that, but they'd want you to go follow somebody around.
So one of my favorite things, this was leading into the thing I was saying, I'll tell you in a second. I have loved the security at almost every job that I've had because, especially in New York, security, like you said, they're just trying to get through their day. So they really don't even step in unless you are actively being stabbed.
God, no.
Right? And even then, they're trying to sneak up on the person because they don't get adequately equipped to handle what's happening.
No.
Right?
Not at all. They want to get through their day, have to write a few things down that they're supposed to write down, and then leave.
And so
they don't have these Paul Blart dreams.
Yeah, like this is my thing. Okay, one of my favorites was when I was in Chicago, and remember I worked at the other grocery store, right? And
we're calling it the other grocery store now.
I feel like if I name one per episode, it's not as bad.
Oh, you just don't like saying them both?
I don't like saying them both because they're under the same umbrella.
Wait, are they owned by the same like parent company?
Yeah.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
So now I know that Trader Joe's and a mystery grocery store are owned by the same parent company.
Anyway, when I worked there was this one time. This shouldn't be as funny to me as it is. So
that could be the name of this fucking show.
Yeah, listeners, forgive me now. But there was a guy that was in the store wilding, right? Like truly wilding out. And as this dude was freaking out, somebody started screaming, like one of the customers started screaming, "Hey, go do something," because this dude is is like, I don't even know how to describe it. He was truly just like freaking out. He wasn't even stealing because he was still in the store.
Right.
It's not stealing till you leave. And basically he starts like popping off, screaming at people, running around, everything, right? And the security, that the company that we worked with was a company that clearly must have just had some overall contract, because at every store it was the same uniform, right? And
Well, they were a costume shop that had to pivot.
yeah, there we go. Because
No one's renting our uniforms anymore.
everybody that they sent except for everybody that they sent except for one guy couldn't fight and looked like they couldn't fight, right? And so there was this woman who was clearly like in her 60s, and she was a little frail as well. And she was
Working security?
working security
Oh.
for the grocery store, right? And so
I'm not saying that 6-year-old women aren't strong, but they shouldn't have to do that.
they shouldn't have to be strong.
They
okay,
shouldn't have to be strong for security.
for security. Come on.
Yeah.
So then basically this dude's wilding out, and then and then it got to a point where customers were yelling at us and the security like, "Hey, do something!" Like, because it's like this person is clearly they're not even like having necessarily a violent outburst, but they are running around and screaming and like swinging. So they're not trying to hit anyone, but they're just like, they're not with us right now, right?
Yeah,
is the best way
they're
to put
elsewhere.
it.
They're fighting a war in Narnia.
Yeah. And so
They're not here.
and so then everyone was screaming for, this person to do something, right? And so she like that's the moment. And it's funny because every single one of these guards that I worked with had a moment where I made eye contact with them and could tell they didn't want to be security anymore. Like, dude, straight up, like everyone that I'm about to describe to you, even the dude that could fight, I'm telling you right now, I've looked in their eyes while the thing was happening. And then when we made eye contact, they were like, I could have been doing anything else right now. And so then
I should have stuck to painting.
so then she gets off of, I think she might have been sitting on the counter or something, and then she's like goes to run to, I guess, do something about this, right? And I don't even know, like, I don't even know if they gave them anything. I don't think they had anything. I don't think they had pepper spray. They may have had a flashlight. Like, I really don't think they had anything on them to like.
I think they usually just give them a walkie-talkie. I think is usually what.
And so she goes to run, and as she goes to run, she steps on her own shoelaces, right? And so she stepped on her own shoelace. She fell, and she fell sideways, and so I know she hurt her hip, right?
Of course.
And so now we're at a stalemate because it's like you as an employee aren't supposed to do anything. That's why they hired the security, And in certain situations, especially if it calls for violence, you could get fired even if you were in the right.
Yeah.
And so now I'm really between a rock and a hard place because any minute, this dude's gonna be over here. And in my head, I'm like, I know he's gonna come to my register, right? I had already played out the scenario in my head. This dude was going to come to my register and he was going to slap me in my face, right?
You're the magnet for this stuff, of course.
And so I'm like,
it's going to happen.
And so I'm like, oh no, I'm really going to get hurt. Like, bro, I was really sitting there like, man, this is gonna like he probably gonna rear back too. Like,
yeah, that is pretty demeaning to be sitting behind a cash register just thinking I'm about to get my ass kicked.
And the worst part is that I knew this dude was too out of it to actually rob me. You know what I mean? Like,
right? Yeah.
Like I'm rigging people up as well because people are running to the register clearly just trying to get out as fast as they can. So I'm rigging people up fast. Like I was already a fast cashier.
Yeah.
But I'm going extra fast. Like, I'm not even sure if everything's scanned. I'm just sliding stuff over. And so, because also in my head, I was like, if we can get everybody out of the store, this problem might like solve itself. I don't know why I thought that, but I just thought like, okay, this person is clearly lashing out around a bunch of people, but if there's not a bunch of people, maybe he'll calm down or something, right?
Yeah.
So I'm bringing people up as fast as I can. And then there's even, once again, like I said, shouldn't be as fucked up as it is. But she's still on the ground. So no one's actually like helped her up yet. And then there's a guy who walks in, just a regular customer, walks in, sees her on the ground, sees us like ringing people up as fast as we can. And then I like look over my shoulder at him and he just turned around and walked out.
Oh, yeah, because that looks like a robbery.
Yeah. It's 18 people that only want to rob for food.
Yep.
They knock down the security guard and they're paying with credit.
Yeah, a weirdly violent but also cordial mob.
Yeah.
Is coming through here.
And so I'm scanning as fast as I can, and then and this dude, I can hear him getting closer, and I don't know what aisle he's on, right? Like, I don't know if he's 2 aisles down and he's really loud, or if he's 1 aisle down and less loud. But like, I can't see him, but I can hear him. And so did I already tell you about this, by the way?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
remember this one.
And so then I'm like, I look over. That's how I know she's still on the ground. Because at first I thought I heard her fall, but I was too scared to like look behind me. I just started ringing people up fast, like. And then I turn my head and I see that she's falling, and she's like, she says, "Help me," and I'm like, "Oh no, we're doomed! Like we're actually doomed right now."
That's your security. Your security fell down and she can't get up.
And so then I'm ringing people up. I finish a transaction and I'm like looking at the customer, I'm looking at her, and then I jump up and I like help her up, and it's like definitely nothing heroic. I'm literally just helping her get back to her feet. I'm not like picking her up or anything.
Yeah. And you're helping her up to throw her to the lions too.
Hey, you got to do what you do to live, you know?
You got the badge, lady. That's on you.
And so then I run back over to the register. There's only one more customer. I close my gate as if that's going to do anything. Like, you know,
like he'll get there and be like, "Oh, okay."
You know the little gate they give you at the register?
Yeah.
So I close my little gate and I put the closed divider on.
And then if I stand real still, he won't see me.
Yeah. If nothing beeps, he won't move, right? And now I can hear a couple things falling, so I know he's getting close, right? And then this dude finally gets to the registers in general. Luckily, doesn't come near mine at all. Runs like knocks a bunch of people out of the way to run past them as they're checking out. Mm-hmm. Runs past a security guard. Does a cartwheel and is out.
Hold on. Okay, sorry. Did you say he did a cartwheel and then he left?
Yeah, this dude did a cart. So he was already pushing people out of the way to run out of the store, and then he did a cartwheel and then he left.
Like my brain needed a second. Because honestly, once you said cartwheel, the whole sentence like fell apart in my brain. I'm like, there's no way he said he did a cartwheel and left.
Dude, bro, when I tell you that this lady busted her hip for nothing.
Well, sounds like she didn't stand a chance anyway. He was going to be flipping around her or something.
Yeah.
This man is trained.
This dude did like a truly insane cartwheel.
Yeah.
And by the way, when he was like running past us screaming, he was not making sense.
No.
Like he was like habla, 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 whatever, right? But then
cartwheel is a powerful exit.
Yeah.
Because it not only does it take some skill and athleticism, but it's so counter to what he was doing.
I mean, is it though? He was running around apparently swinging his arms.
But to see all that and then to see him do a cartwheel on the way out would just make me go like, huh. Like it goes from like, oh no, what's going to happen to be like, well, now that was interesting. It's a weird reset, kind of.
Yeah. It
erases some of the crazy from before.
Yeah.
And that's the power of gymnastics, everybody. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, it was wild.
More people need to cartwheel after robbing places.
I don't think he took anything.
No, he did. He clearly didn't.
Yeah. He did some damage. He definitely He definitely
Fucked up some cereal.
Yeah, he definitely stole some time from the company because I was sweeping up knockoff Cheerios. But yeah,
That's great.
there was one dude that I made friends with that worked security there, and he would tell me he would actually. This was great. If I was closing, he was the best dude to have on the shift because he had figured out some sort of like loophole in his whole system of like, okay, this is what they would do. He had a whole system of like how he was effectively doing security. Okay. Mm-hmm. And he found so many loopholes in his own company manual because the dude was smart. And he was like, you can't have, it said something specific in their manual because they were talking about headphones and earbuds. They were like, you can't have both ears covered. You can't sit. You have to stand. You have to like all this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And this dude found a hack around all of it. That dude would have a Bluetooth on because it only covered one ear.
Right. That's what I was thinking. That's the hack for that one.
So he'd listen to a Bluetooth or he'd take phone calls and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And one time I asked him if he was going to get in trouble for taking phone calls during his shift. And he was like, no, because then the people like I guess we don't notice because we're in the store working and you can be in, I think they call them vestibules. But basically there were the sliding doors before you enter a place and then the sliding doors when you enter, right?
Yeah.
So he would sometimes hang out in the middle.
The store foyer.
Yeah, like sort of store foyer.
The store-yay.
Oh, God. Okay. So then
I was happy with that one, but all right.
So then
I like store-yay.
And so basically he would hang out there. So then we never saw him on his Bluetooth. And he was like, if the people walking in see me on, they just think I'm crazy, which would be even more incentive for them to not pull anything, right? Because he would always like he would always stand with his Bluetooth side covered. And so he's like, hey, if I'm having a spirited debate with one of my friends and I look a little crazy, that's better for me, you know?
People are going to want me less.
Yeah. And this dude was so funny. And he would tell me the stories of like working at, you know, that security job because they would get assignments for which stores they were going to and all that stuff. And this dude was telling me about other security guards who had quit. And he told me that he was like splitting time between our store and another store. Mm-hmm. And so he had made friends with some of the security that also worked at a store. And one day this dude Steven, right? He had made friends with Steven. Steven had been working there for more than a week, okay?
I was about to be Stephen Wright. I love that guy.
Wow.
Just having fun podcasting with my friend. I don't know why he gets so upset with me for just having a good time with my buddy Josh. But
so basically, he had made friends with Steven. And then he came in one day and was like, man, I haven't seen Steven in a while. And they were like, oh, yeah, he quit. And he was asking like, oh, did he get in like a huff over his paycheck or whatever? Because it's like he seemed to have quit abruptly. And then he said that his boss was telling him that Steve was working a store and mid-robbery, he quit.
Mid-robbery?
Yeah, so that they were getting robbed, right? And maybe, I don't know if the people hadn't seen him yet. I don't know what happened, but he was like, he walked off the job while the place was being robbed. When they needed security the most, he was like, not me.
Like getting robbed at gunpoint?
I don't know. They just said robbed.
Oh, God,
Isn't that wild? That dude, in the middle of a robbery, he was like, I don't have to be security. Like, I could do something else with my life.
This ain't a real badge.
Hey, I'm just a dude in a sweater. All right.
Yeah.
Wow. Look, if you shoot me, you be shooting a customer. Okay.
But honestly, in that situation, I think that's the best time to quit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because what are you going to do?
Y'all didn't give me a gun.
You didn't give me a gun. I just needed a job, and you needed someone to be here saying their security. Most of the training you tell us is to not actually get involved, but to just call the police.
Yeah. Yeah.
Robbery's the perfect time to say, oh, okay, there's really nothing for me to do here.
Yeah. And so that dude quit My concern with quitting mid robbery is that people are gonna think I was in on it. Like,
Oh, that's a good point. I hadn't considered that angle. Yeah,
but
everyone looks at the footage, and the second it starts, you leave. They're gonna be like, "Well, now that seems like an inside man."
But clearly not. He's an outside man. As soon as somebody pulled a gun, that dude was gone. Oh man, I think that's probably what cleared him. Is that it was like, oh yeah, he clearly left in fear.
He ran so far away from the store.
Yeah, you catch him on another security camera a mile away, just breathing heavy, holding his back because he heard it.
Yeah, the footage in the store is him turning around and being startled and going, "Oh," and then running out. And they're like, "Yeah, he didn't help."
Oh man! And then there was one dude who was kind of like the guys you're describing, where he started working there and he was hella gung ho. And my buddy that I worked with, the security guard I worked with, that was telling me all these stories, was like, this dude. He told me this when the dude started. He was like, "This dude gonna get himself shot."
No, that's the energy those guys have. Like, oh, you're gonna stick your nose into something you just shouldn't.
And so then this dude was running, right? Was running after a guy, but still in the store. So he hadn't chased him out of the store, right? Yeah. And the guy was trying to put stuff in his jacket and then run. And so he ran at that dude and they collided and they both got hurt. Like,
yeah,
because he went to tackle him and I think he thought he was going to have like a true football sack, right? Like I think he thought he was going to lay this dude out. But clearly he didn't get the angle right, because then they both really just leaned into each other and tackled each other.
Yeah. He thought he was going to do like a cool, like, you know, like Lethal Weapon, like hip toss as he's running by, you know, catch him, have him pinned down. You're under arrest, punk. But instead he was just in the way.
Yeah. Instead, he needed time off because that dude hurt his collarbone.
Man, you hope that at least get you a raise or a bonus for getting hurt.
Yeah. Apparently, it was a bad tackle, because whenever stuff like this happens, at least this is what he was saying, when stuff like that happens, they pull the footage. And so he's like, I love when something happens at somebody else's shift, because it's just me. It's like me watching a version of Cops, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so he said,
pass that around at the holiday party.
In the tackle, as they were coming at each other, you can tell the angle is gonna be bad, because the security guard was going to, like, you know how in wrestling and all that stuff is like you're trying to break their center of gravity and everything?
Yeah.
But that dude was already leaning forward. So he's going to try to grab thighs or a knee that he doesn't need to grab, because the dude's already leaning forward, because he's not paying attention and he's running so fast he's leaning forward as he's running, right?
Yeah.
And so then that guy goes, like, as he's going in, you can see the point of contact where he went from trying to tackle somebody to somebody who was actively getting knocked out. Like,
yep.
Because they came in at an angle on each other and they both never got up. Like,
well, then he stopped the robbery.
He stopped the robbery and there's just Skittles everywhere. Because it wasn't like the dude was running out with a fistful of cash. He had, like, he was grabbing a bunch of candy and then trying to run. And this dude, bow.
Oh, that's all it was, too? Was just candy and sprinting out the door?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You don't got to tackle anybody for that.
Yeah.
Just mark the footage. Call the cops. Don't break your clavicle for some fucking Rolos.
This dude got floored.
That's great. Yeah, I've never seen like a full on security altercation like that, because all the ones I've seen are usually either like the buzzer goes off and security walks up, they're like, "Nah, you're good," or something's going down and security does not want to be a part of it.
There was one where this is like, all right, we may have to cut this. This may actually not be funny, but. But apparently there was one that
it ends in 7 deaths.
There was one where he said this guy rolled up to the store that his friend was working, and just walked up to his friend and was like, "Hey, do you remember me?" And then just immediately start whooping his ass, right? So there's no backstory, there's no context, anything. But he said he saw it because he was that dude's shift change, right? So then the security guards get a break, like we would get a break, but then that dude, his shift change was showing up, and his shift change was showing up. Obviously, like he's not going to take his lunch right before, and so he said he walked in, and as he walked in, was that dude trying to get away? So like as he walked in, this guy is being held from the back of his shirt by the guy who walked in, was like, "Do you remember me?" So he said when the doors opened and he was going into the store, he just saw his friend going, "Ah!" Like,
and the friend was a security guard too?
the friend was a security guard too.
Oh, yeah, that make it hard to go back to that store when you just see the security guards getting dragged back in the store to get beat up.
Yeah.
More. That
dude walked into the store, walked up to the security guard and was like, "Do you remember me?" And then just started swinging.
Imagine walking up to a grocery store, and as you're getting like right up to the front doors, they open and a security guard falls out and it goes, "No!" He gets dragged back in.
Imagine you going to a grocery store and knowing you don't want any apples, you don't want any oranges, you don't want any frozen foods. The only thing on your shopping list is revenge. You roll up in the store and you're like, somebody gonna get it today. I know his shift. I know when he gets off. Because that's the other thing, too. That's the other thing that went into the planning. That person knew when he got off.
Yeah.
So he knew, if I don't catch him in the store, I'm going to catch him coming out the store.
Wow. And I know this isn't the case because we've covered that. These are different stores. I do like to then think of all of this happening in one just incredibly violent Trader Joe's. Just you walk in and there's people fighting, security guards on the ground. There's a guy just punching oranges.
No, I don't even think we had a security guard at the Trader Joe's that I went to.
Well, clearly not. No one was protecting those oranges.
Yeah. No, there was a security
was
at the Trader Joe's in New York. I don't think the Chicago one had one.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen security at Trader Joe's.
But the other grocery store had shifts of security.
The other grocery store, which will remain nameless for confusing reasons.
It is weird that I'm not...
people name check it in emails to us.
Yeah. I've mentioned it in other episodes. But yeah, there's just something about both of them. Makes me feel like I'm divulging too much. Because I've technically said I won't share company secrets for 2 companies now. And all I've done on this podcast is talk about my experience at both.
Well, is that company secrets? I mean, that's technically the public, I'd say.
I don't know. I don't know what they'll be upset about. So
a SWAT team in Hawaiian shirts is going to burst into your apartment. You're giving away company secrets.
Oh man.
What?
Oh no, just last little one. The guy that I told you about that could fight. I got to see him fight one time, and that shit was fire. Okay, so
was it at a grocery store?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
So then
I was gonna be in either way, but even funnier.
So then there was a guy that charged at him. I don't know if he had anything like on him, but this dude charged at him, and he just stuck his foot up, and 300. This is Sparta that guy. This dude charged at him, and he kicked that dude so hard, and when the dude fell, the only noise that dude was making, he went. Wait, I'm trying to do it without laughing. He went. He went. Because he got the wind knocked out of him, and then he hit the ground. He just sat there for a second. So he was even making the noise when he sat back up. Because of course he made the noise on impact, but then he sat up, and while he was catching his breath, he was like, "Ugh."
That's the best too, though, when someone who you know knows how to fight still does a very unpredictable move.
Yeah, because he didn't try
to go for that.
He didn't even try to stop him. He literally was like, "You could have some foot."
Yeah.
When I tell you that it wasn't even a kick, he stopped him like the ground was actually a wall. Like he stopped that dude like his foot was supposed to go there.
Yeah, he full on like Undertaker big booted him.
Yeah,
just put the foot up and stopped him. That's not supposed to work in real life.
And you know that there's at least a millisecond where he's reared back, but he's like, because I'm not a fighter, but I'm just saying that this is probably what was going through that person's mind. You're charging at someone, and then you see them take a slight stance on you, so you think maybe they're gonna punch, maybe they're gonna whatever. So you really dig your heels into running at them harder. And then you see their hips sort of switch. And then as their hips are switching, their foot comes up. There has to be at least a millisecond right before you get kicked where you realize you're going to get kicked and you can't stop yourself from running into the foot.
Oh, for sure. Out in the world, you're rarely expecting kick to the chest to be move one.
Yeah.
You know, you're not expecting that. And yeah, momentum-wise, you just have to knowingly get kicked at a point.
It was wild.
That's great.
I loved it. I was like, man.
No, that'd be the shit. Are you kidding me?
I was smiling. I was like, that made my whole day. I remember somebody being rude after that. And I was just like, hey, don't make me call my boy. Like, you just saw a random dude get kicked in the chest. I don't know if this is where you want to be giving lip.
I'm all fired and ready to this is Sparta everyone in here.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, hey, man, you want to open up the mailbag?
Yeah.
So, are you ready for the latest update to the foot fetish date scenario?
Yes, please.
Okay, so quick recap previously on the Josh Johnson Show mailbag. But we've had two updates from Anna, who went on a date with someone who was so in defeat that he tried to slink down out of his chair to take her shoe off and then, I believe, smelled the shoe. And people noticed. And then I believe the follow-up update was that he tripped somebody, or I can't remember exactly what happened, but she ended up going on the date with the server from that, because she likes every email ends with Anna just saying like, oh, and then here's another new crazy story.
Yeah.
In a sentence, and that won't haunt you.
Mm-hmm.
So the last update was, I went on a date with the server who helped me out in that foot fetish date. And so we said, we got to know more about that. So this is the latest update. This is from episode 99. Hey guys, the snow cone story blew me away. Hilarious and cute. Avatar blue. The positive way you guys are interacting with each other is so nice. Well, thank you. That's just nice. You guys seem to be getting along. Okay. So the story kind of splits up into two parallel long events. One part evolves the gentleman. Yes, he was not just going away. And the second part is regarding the server. So we're getting a follow-up on the foot fetishist and the server. In this email, I will tell you the story of the date with the server. The server and I went on a first date a week later. So I love this too. I think they're already teasing a different story.
Yeah.
Up top.
Yeah.
I'm telling you this one. Just know there's another tangent. The server and I went on a first date a week later, and we ended up having a few more until we actually addressed, quote, the elephant. Now, I'm assuming this is about the foot guy.
Yeah, the elephant in the shoe.
Hey, see, look who's getting into puns now. Come on. You had one earlier?
Yeah. You
little rascal. But eventually we got to it. That's got to be, come on. You start with that.
That's someone who really likes you that doesn't want to mess it up by bringing up the most obvious thing too soon.
I mean, it would be great, though, if you were just like, so, your feet seem dope. That guy was all up in them. Seated at a completely different restaurant with a more relaxed atmosphere and dimmed light with window seats, the aura of calm assertiveness around this Idris Elba-looking man, yes, he was gorgeous, changes to be unsettled and eager. First off, marry him. I'm jealous. I want to be on a date with him. He's chivalrous and looks like Idris Elba. Yeah. And he says, you know you have to, right? I was glad the light was dim because I blushed. Not sure how to start. I just blurted out, well, how much did you see? He laughed and he told me the following. As the gentleman had been sliding to the floor to grab my feet, a lady in her 70s, sitting fairly close, had rushed out to get a server, telling them that that we had been, quote, sexing. Her words, not mine, and had to be taken care of. They're over there sexing. The server was curious about the sexing thing, though skeptical, but at a glance, he saw my disgusted face and the back of a gentleman as I kicked him in the forehead. That's right, she kicked him in the face. I forgot that. He grabbed our starters and quickly headed our way. Well, he brought the appetizers. That's good. He could tell by my facial expression, the gentleman on the floor with the shoe rubbing his forehead, that there was no, quote, sexing going on, and I was too uncomfortable with this man. He decided to let me go and delayed the gentleman by kind of punishing him by stepping on his hand. He's being punished by feet. He's being punished by the thing he loves now.
Yeah.
I thanked him and apologized for the broken glasses. Well, he said, I got the money from that man, but what I didn't get was an explanation of why he was on the floor. He winked at me and continued. But the kid did, parentheses, the son of the family sitting next to me and the gentleman. But that kid said that the gentleman really liked feet so much he had to sniff her shoe. So the kid gets it. Now the server is laughing so hard that he thrust his body backwards so forcefully that the chair is tipping backward, and as it reaches the wall behind him, it slowly slides down to the floor. Anna. Instinctively, I reached out and grabbed his wrist to prevent him from going down all the way to the floor, but by doing so, I, being a small woman, was pulled across the mid-sized table and landed on my tummy. Glass and utensils flew all over as I got the wind knocked out of me by the edge of the table. All the people seated next to us burst out laughing. What to do now? Not again. I'm blushing again, feeling ridiculous, small, and somewhat having flashbacks of the date with the gentleman. The seconds it took for the nice couple next to us to take pity on us and help us get up and be seated again seemed like forever. When everybody was settled, we both felt awkward but laughed it off and decided to continue with the date. I mean, what else can go wrong, right? And then the next picture is just a burning building is all it says.
Turns out this guy's into hands.
At this point, a woman comes up to us, lays a hand on the server's shoulder, and leans in towards his ear and whispers something I couldn't hear. Still chuckling, he says to the woman to bring in the wine, new glasses, and whatnot. To me, he says, "Feet, huh? I'm impressed by your kick." He pauses, scratches his cheek, continues, "Are you gray?" For a couple of seconds, I was confused. Gray as in dull and boring? It dawned on me, dropping my jaw. The server thought I was a BDSM domina, it says here.
Wow. Okay.
Is that a term? I don't know that term, gray.
I don't know that term either, but I'm sure we'll learn more if we keep reading.
So are you? I couldn't make out his facial expression at all. Was he serious? The woman comes back with the wine and stuff, pours some for the server first, and accidentally, quote, spills some on my dress after pouring into my glass and leaves pretending not to notice. What the hell is going on here? The woman pissed me off, but I was not going to let her ruin my date. If anyone would, it would be me. I gulped some wine and told the server the full story as I have to you. But the outcome was not as expected. He leans forward and says, "But you commanded me to call you." I'm totally dumbfounded, and as I was going to answer him, a loud pounding on the restaurant window interrupted me. Yeah, with his nose pressed against the window, there he was, the gentleman. I found you, he yells, and heads for the entrance of the restaurant. What the actual fuck? Take care and stay cool. I'm starting to wonder if we're getting played a little bit by Anna. I'm wondering a little bit.
That is so wild, though.
If all that is true, and also, that's another fucking cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Which is what's making me wonder if we're getting played, because it seems a little too perfect.
I mean, I guess, no, I can see how, though, if you know the full story, how you can piecemeal it out to be like, here's some of it,
yes.
Just enough of it.
Right. No, I understand that.
Yeah.
But then to keep just...
I feel like we would, like, this is my thing. If something went wrong with that guy, but then Otto went on a date with the other server, I'd be like, oh, wow, okay. But right now, we're still in a territory that I believe that all this happened.
Oh, no, I do believe it, too. It is just like, it's starting to feel like a short story collection, like from an old magazine, you know? It's like each week there's a new segment of it.
Yeah.
You commanded me.
That you commanded me. Wow.
Wild. Wild.
All I can say is thank you all so much for listening to the Josh Johnson Show.
That's it? We're just ending on that? That's how we're going?
Great time recording. I hope you had a great time listening. If you are looking to catch
I'm dealing
up
with
with
so
us
much right now.
on any of the socials, you can find me at Josh Johnson Comedy on Instagram,
just
TikTok,
one fetishist
YouTube,
to another in a row.
We're also going to be putting, clips on YouTube, and you can also find me on at Josh Johnson. And if you're looking for Logan,
it means it was the kick that turned him on. It means he liked seeing that guy get kicked in the face. You can follow me on Instagram at Logan M. Nielsen. And if you want to get into the mailbag and just take up too much of my time connecting things with yarn on my wall, you can email us, joshjohnsonshow@gmail.com. You can also leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. We like to read those reviews on the show as well. And if you want some bonus content, like some bonus podcasts, some bonus video stuff, or not live replays, because that doesn't make sense, but replays of virtual live shows that we've done, you can go on over to our Patreon, patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. And there's a bunch of silly stuff there. Anything else we need to plug?
Richmond?
Oh, Richmond, Virginia next week. We'll both be there. Minneapolis coming up in November. Check out all the links below, wherever. If you're listening, read that. The information it gives you, it's all in there. If you're on YouTube, look where I'm pointing. Down. It's down there.
We command you.
All right.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It really supports the channel. Hit the bell notification, because apparently it's the only way YouTube will tell you that something happened. And just tell a friend. That's the biggest thing you could do. Just tell one person in your life that you like, maybe you don't like, that this video happened to you.
We release the podcast every Thursday on all the podcast apps, so you should find us there and subscribe on those and comment and leave reviews and whatever on all of them. And also, if you want bonus stuff, you can join our Patreon, patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. We have bonus podcasts and videos and stuff there, and we'd love to see you.
Please make it loud for Josh Johnson!
I've been watching a lot of news. Which usually, it's not great. Every once in a while, something will happen that you're like, that's okay. I'll let that slide. It'll be bad news, but it's bad news that you can live with, you know? Like there's one particular squirrel that's been attacking a bunch of people, and it's like really getting them. It's like the news came. You know how much a squirrel has a scratch? You know how deep it has to get to be newsworthy? Like, the news came and interviewed all these people. So far, he's got 2 victims. Both people this came right at me. But mostly is bad in a bigger way. Do you know what I mean? Like, okay, this is, I guess, what bothers me the most is who they interview as well. When you're watching the news, you end up watching a lot of rich people, but they won't have anything to do with what's happening, really. It's like, why are you asking what he thinks? He does have money, yes, but like he wasn't even there. That's weird. And then sometimes the news will be about them because they're rich and they're moving money around. And we've done a thing now where we've equated being rich with being important. Because obviously money has power, it can bring you influence. But then at a certain point, you have to just accept that, like, yes, they have money. They don't know anything else. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I mean that from a place of like, we have equated having money with being really smart. You must be really smart if you got the money. Because you must be brilliant if you have lots of money, because it's the only way you can get money. Dude, I'm just saying, that's how they teach it. They're like, man, this guy was really smart. He had all the money. I'm sure he came about it by completely legal and ethical means, but like he has all this money, so he's probably really smart. We should just listen to him. And it's like, if that was how you got money, then yes, but it isn't. There's so many different ways to get money. Some people had an idea. They invented something, and then a lot of people were like, that's a great idea. We're glad you invented that. And then they buy so much of it that now this person is rich. Or you write a book. You write a book. You write a book, and everyone likes the book, and then you put the book out, and then the book is $20, but then like millions of people like it, which is millions of 20s. Even after taxes, that's still millions of 20s. So now you're rich, but you wrote a book. You don't know about anything but the book you wrote. But somehow every time we watch them in the news, we watch them in culture, we're like listening to them for an opinion that is not the thing that got them rich. Do you know what I mean? And that's something that feels crazier by the day, because crazier and crazier people keep getting rich. Do you know what I mean? Like, here's the thing. Okay, like someone like a William Randolph Hearst, right? Like someone who's like old rich, like black and white rich. Remember that? Just in the no color pictures of them rich. You know what I'm talking about? You can't find a single color picture. If there's them in color, that's AI, because they were before color. So then people who were rich before colors came out, I will extend the olive branch to them that maybe they knew more stuff because they had to know a wide range of things, and there was also less stuff to know in a way. Internet hadn't been invented yet. You could go to the library, but they had a whole Dewey Decimal System that really just sometimes slowed you down instead of helped you, because then you're like, why am I going by 3.5 instead of just tell me the title? And then they also couldn't look it up like regular, so you had to use the system. They couldn't be like, oh, it's right over there, because the computer said, because computers weren't out yet, and you didn't have color. So life was harder. And so I think someone who was very well-rounded and got into business and had a bunch of different businesses could be very smart, could be someone who could answer questions outside of just their field, right? Present day, just present day is harder. It's harder to be smart about everything because everyone has access to almost everything. It also depends on how you made your money. Did you make your money from inventing something? Did you write a book? Did you start a company? And then the company was really successful. So successful, you could buy another company. And then now you have like 3 subsidiary companies under you. They're all doing well. Your big company's doing well. You're very successful. You know what to do when it comes to business. That doesn't mean you know anything about, like, I don't know, the environment. But maybe you made your money millions, maybe even a couple billion, from buying with some starter money, some funding from people. You bought like a pharmaceutical company, and this pharmaceutical company didn't really do anything, and none of the drugs really worked, but you told everybody that they did. You told everybody that they did. You told everybody in a level that kind of made you like a snake oil salesman, like, oh, it's gonna come out soon and it's gonna fix everything. And then people were like, it's gonna fix everything? That's crazy. Almost nobody ever says that, because that's pretty illegal to, like,
tell people something's going to do something, then that's fraud. So for you to be like doing fraud on the news with your full chest, your company must really do that. And so then you get more investors, you keep doing rounds of, investing, you build up the company, and then it gets to the point where you're like ready to go public with nothing really. You don't even really have a company, and the drugs don't work. But you can either go public and then try to sell the company, you just try to sell the company outright, and then now you get to leave with the money you made from the company that somebody else bought. You scammed. You were scamming. And some people are very good at scamming. Some people are very smart scammers. Like when you watch the documentary later about their scam, you're like, wow. Wow, incredible. Good scamming. It wasn't my money. Delicious. So some people have scammed their way into millions or billions of dollars. Some people have earned it in the way that you can earn it through creating something that people in the market want. So then that builds the money up. And some people just come from money. Some people already had money, but you just didn't know who they were because like their parents had sense enough not to try to be famous. So then they passed them a whole bunch of money, and then they showed up one day and they were like, "I'm money," And then it's like, oh, okay, did he make all that money to just have money out of nowhere like that? It's like, no, he's actually really rich. And then you get what we have, Like I had a friend who was talking to me about Elon and was saying he's like this like super genius. He's like this super nerd genius. And I was like, oh, what makes you say that? Like why would you say that or something like it? Like what makes you think... Like, what makes you think he's a super genius? I'm just curious, right? I wasn't even hating. I was just genuinely like, what makes you say that? And he's like, just, like Tesla and everything that he's trying to do with Mars and stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, plenty of people try to go to Mars. And that's actually pretty common. I know plenty of people who smoke up on a Friday thinking they can make it to Mars. And some of them go. Some of them have been there. I have been in rooms with people so high out of their mind that you're like, you at least at Venus. There is no way. You stopped it. Okay. All right. Oh, I was trying. And trying is important. Everyone, look, if you have a dream, you should try. I want that for everybody. But trying isn't doing. He's not doing Mars. He's trying to go to Mars. He's trying to go to Mars. Also, Tesla, I'm pretty sure he bought that company, so he's smart enough to buy. He's smart enough to, like, use his money to buy something. I don't know if that makes you a super genius. So you can only equate, like, money with wisdom or being intellectual for so long before the bill sort of comes due. If you're so smart, what are you going to do with it? If the answer is just make more money, then, like, we don't need you. You know what I mean? And I say this because I was watching the news, and I don't even know why this was the B-roll that the news used, but it was a yacht, and I got mad. And I need to be clear here, I didn't get mad because it was like someone had a yacht and I want a yacht. I've joked about wanting a yacht. I don't want a yacht. What would I do with a yacht? Like, what would I even do? You know what I mean? I'm not mad that they had a yacht. I'm mad at the yacht. Do you know what I mean? Look, I don't care if you're rich and then you bought a yacht. I care that the yacht was dumb. This is a dumb yacht. This was, I think it was like $50 million, something like that, but it's $50 million already. $50 million on a boat. That's like technically not a boat, it's a yacht, but it's a boat. It still does boat. It's a boat. It's a boat. You need to be in water for it to do its job. It's a boat, and $50 million. And then the boat had a pool. The yacht had a pool. So you basically spent $50 million on a bucket. It's a bucket. It's a bucket in the water. That's crazy. That's so dumb. That's why you shouldn't have the money. It's not even for like I wish I was coming to you for like a moral reason of like, I can't believe it. I can't believe someone would spend $50 million on a yacht while there are people starving in their country. I'm not even trying to appeal to like your morality or anything. I'm saying that if you spend $50 million on a boat with a pool in it, you're in the water. You're in the water. The water water's here. You're surrounded by water. And you're like, no, but I don't want that water. That's why you should have nothing, actually. That's why I hope for nothing for you. Because to need a pool, you're in the water. If you fell overboard, you'd be able to swim. You want to go for a swim? Just tip over. You'll be swimming. And instead, you had a pool put on a boat. You had a pool installed on a boat. You had different water in your boat with the water surrounded. That is an I don't want to get up to get the remote level of lazy to swim. I could fall overboard and swim and maybe drown, or I could have a pool. I could have a pool and swim in that and maybe drown and maybe you will and maybe I hope you do. Like it's a pool on a boat. Sounds like a riddle. Why would you? Then swimming in it, swimming in it. Swimming in it just to get out and be like, oh, I think I'm gonna go look at the water. A yacht with an infinity pool on it. A yacht with an infinity pool. You know what else is an infinity pool? You know the original infinity pool? You know the first infinity pool? It was a pool so big, people thought there was an edge and you would fall off. That's how big the actual infinity pool was that you're in right now, but you want it your own. And then on the yacht, this thing will be like $50 million. And then they'll give you a little tour of the yacht. I've watched a tour of a yacht before, because sometimes I hate watch things. Because sometimes I have a lot of hate in my heart, and you would think the only way to get hate out is with love, but sometimes it is with an overwhelming portion of hate. Like when you actually indulge in the hate, and then you have so much hate that it is spilling out of you, and then you look at all the hate on the floor, and you're like, that was too much. Let me not do that again. But for the level of hate that I had, I did watch a whole Lifestyles of Rich and Famous type thing. Let me tour my yacht, right? And so the whole time they were touring the yacht, he was showing me basically an apartment, which is kind of cool. But it's only cool because it's a yacht. If we were on land, you'd be like, oh, you're middle class. That's what's so insane about a yacht, is that it's like you get a tour of the yacht, and already there are things that, just to be on the yacht, make you uncomfortable. So they'll have 3 tiers, right? And they'll be walking around the boat, and you see even the cameraman trying to follow the rich person, trying to tour the yacht. There's not enough room between the rail and the side of the first floor apartment for you to really walk. So now he's over here being like, we got this one in 2015. Cameraman's trying not to fall overboard, and then he takes you inside and he's like, here's the bed, and the bed is fine. It's bed. It's a bed. A bed. It's not mind-blowing. It's not even $50 million worth of bed. It's just a bed with some floor next to it. So far my mind isn't blown. Nobody's floating. Nobody's floating in midair and making it look like a experience worth $50 million. And then, they go up to the next level and they're like, oh, and we have a kitchen here. And it's the kitchen isn't a kitchen. It's like a kitchenette. Just as someone who has lived in Brooklyn for a long time, this is my apartment. Maybe that's also why I'm upset. You put my apartment on a boat and then paid $50 million for it, and we're supposed to think that you're smart. No. Why? No, it's also you're giving yourself away. You already are willing to buy a $50 million yacht while there are people struggling in every country in the world. It really doesn't matter where you're from. And I'm not even telling you what to do with your money. I'm just saying, just know that about yourself, that you're willing to buy a $50 million yacht and show it off as people are struggling in your country, whoever you are, whatever country this is. If you know, right? But then to be like, oh no, I'm just going to be in international waters for a kitchenette amount of time. All right, that sounds like crime. That sounds like... You kind of admitted to me that whatever you plan to do something illegal. You're like, no, I'm gonna need a lot of supplies and a kitchenette. And I don't even know why I got mad about this, but they had a shower, but the shower wasn't like a shower. It wasn't, you know what I mean? Like, you've been in a nice hotel room with a shower, and you've been like, oh, this is great. And you get, the shower looked a little like prison. You know what I mean? Like, I've never been to prison, but I've watched some documentaries. And the shower just like, because they were trying to make it sound like it had all these features. They were like, you know, you can get the waterfall. There's also, you know, a spout that shoots this way. And then you have the one that's like mounted into the wall that just shoots across. And I'm like, okay. Okay, if you say so. But in the world of showers, I've taken a lot of showers in my life, right? Every day. And the shower shooting across either screams high school gym or prison. Like, it's... The shower shooting, just a perpendicular shower is not luxury. Floor to ceiling glass, and glass as the floor and glass as the ceiling, so you can look down. So you can look down and be like, look at all the fish. Look at all the, what a mind-breaking, look at all the fish that are passing by. It's like an aquarium. It's like my aquarium. I guess the world is like my aquarium. It's like, no, you're in the aquarium, you idiot. You're the one. You're actually the one that's boxed in. You moron. You're the one that's in the glass. How does that appeal to you? You're the glass. Like, you're the fish. You're the fish. You are the fish. The fish are swimming by like, what is? Oh wow! I didn't know we got a zoo. I had no idea that we had a zoo. You're the fish. That's crazy. Just for the glass. All glass. And the fish swimming by, wondering, wow, even the fish are like, this is what you do with $50 million. Okay. All right. I mean, live your life, you know. And I think that's also why I got so mad, is because it's like, you bought this $50 million yacht. And you're not just greedy, you wasted it. Do you know what I mean? You're gonna spend $50 million, impress me. You know, make me go, wow, yeah, that's definitely better than feeding people. Do you know what I mean? It's $50 million. You should be able to get some dope stuff for $50 million and not just have a Brooklyn apartment on water that's shaped like a bucket. You know what I mean? Just wasted $50 million. All right. I'll let it go. I was angry enough about it, and I just needed to let it out. But it's like, at $50 million, like, just the land. You could buy acres of land. You could own a forest. You could own a forest and everything in it. You could go to a forest that you bought with your millions of dollars and walk right up to Bambi and be like, I own you now. Like, that's... You could do that, and instead you're like, no, it's nice to almost drown in a boat. That happened one time. There was a guy who had a yacht, and he had a pool in his yacht, and I don't know if he got like caught cramp or something, but he did like drown in his pool in his yacht. And I read about that, and I was like, and it's probably not a good response to have. That's not nice at all. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do what I did, but the laugh escaped. It wasn't like, I wasn't reading being like, ooh, I hope I see that. I was just reading, and then it was like, oh, okay. Wow. Because it's just, it happened, I think, because we became so genuinely obsessed with money. Like, you know, the U.S., America, we start out as a sort of land of opportunity. People would come here for a fresh start. Usually it was like a fresh start. It wasn't actually like this land. We have like a money-hungry revisionist history of why people came here. There were people that came here because of religious persecution and for like a fresh start. Because you could get off a boat and just tell them your name was Larry, and they'd be like, all right, and then they'd write it down. There was no, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even know if you get that in human history ever again, to just show up and be like, no, I'm Dave. I don't even know who you're. That's how we got like murderers. Like, there was a whole theory that like Jack the Ripper may have come to the U.S. That's how fresh of a start you could get. You could flee London after some of the most horrific crimes known to man, show up at Ellis Island, and even say, yeah, I'm Jack. Like, just, you could even tell them that, and they'd be like, all right, good to go. Mr. Rapar? And people would do their best, and people would try to build themselves up in spite of all different types of persecution, because that was a time in America where, like, white wasn't even white yet. That is crazy, right? White was not, if you were Irish, it was like, you're what? You know what I mean? Like, it was, like, I've been reading about it in history. Italian, you would be Italian, they'd be like, oh. I don't even know who was white. Looking back at it, it's like, I guess if you were British, but then if you were too British, they were like, I don't think you're loyal to this country. You accent all thick. Just hate. Everybody was hating everybody. Everybody had to build up as best as they could. They came here, especially people who came here with nothing, and then they built themselves. And look, this is where we really started to go awry, on top of already like having slavery and stuff like that. We started to build a system where as long as there was someone beneath me, I was like, I'm fine. It started to become more about who's under you than you even doing well for yourself. It's a thing you see echo today, where there are people who are not doing well, but as long as this person's doing worse, then they're fine, you know? And as you build up, as you have more and more money, as you can pass down more and more money to your kids and everything, as you can one day be so rich that you pass down the money, and then you pass away, and then your kid shows up at the news one day to be like, I'm money. Like that, like... That kind of turned into what the American dream was. It went from like land of opportunity, get a little slice of this place for yourself, really build something, be able to take care of yourself and your family. And it became like, are you rich? People wanted to be rich so bad that we looked at anybody who was rich as wise. That we need to do whatever it is they're doing to get where they are, because I want to be where they are. Never mind their sort of moral character. Never mind how they treat people, or even how they got that money. They have $100 million. I want $100 million. I'll do whatever they tell me to do. The type of person that was willing to tell the masses how to get $100 million was not actually telling them that. They were like telling them how to give me $200 million. And I think it doesn't become apparent how crazy that level of wealth is always, because we're used to these people as characters, right? So like you're used to like a Zuckerberg as an idea of a person, because he is an idea of a person. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, no, look. I'm saying that he is his idea of a person. Like, this isn't coming out right. I'm saying that he is doing a perfectly fine first impression of a person. I'm saying, I want you to hear me when I say this. I'm saying that, you know how when your 4-year-old draws you, that's what he's doing as a person. Like, he is, as a person, Mark Zuckerberg is being like, hello. That's what people say, right? Hello. And so he has, you know, over $100 billion. And I think we can fathom that money, but we can't. Even when you try to count it, even when people make charts and they're like, guys, a billionaire doesn't even fit on the chart, right? You'll still see someone who is incredibly wealthy, and they only have like, we know them from being rich, and they only have like $500 million. Like that's how crazy it is. It's like they're halfway to 1/100th of where Zuckerberg is. And I think that's why I get so frustrated when I see the news, because it's like, you're watching the news and you're watching someone like Zuckerberg be on the news, and you're like, why? What could he possibly have to say that should be on the news? And here, we're like, clearly, stations are on sides, networks are on sides, right? But no matter what side, they can't just be like, this should never happen. And that's because we let rich people buy up all the news. So now, a rich person owns the news. And so even if a journalist, someone who went to school to be a journalist, and someone who would like to tell people the truth as they find it out. They would like to do what they do in France, where in France they're like, this is the news in French, and then they want to do that, but in English for us. And then someone comes up to them right before they go live on air. They're like, oh, don't say it's bad though, just say it's happening. You know. And so you see Zuckerberg have this huge data center that's gonna decimate everything around it. You know, and why? Like truly why? I don't think we know. We're watching these people, we're watching 5 companies basically prop up the S&P 500. S&P 500 is made of, I think, 500 companies. Like, make no mistake, without those 5 companies, the market would be correcting. It would be wherever it is supposed to be because of how the other companies are doing, which is how most companies are doing, which means it's how most of America is doing. But we've propped it up with these 5 companies. These 5 companies have gone all in on AI, and they've gone all in on AI in a way that functionally does not make sense. You know, you look at Sam Altman, another candidate for person. You know what I mean? Like Sam Altman only looks confused when you ask him a moral question. No, it's crazy. It's crazy. Look, all right, I shouldn't even really talk about this, but it was wild. I watched like Tucker Carlson interview Sam Altman, and Tucker Carlson kind of implied, he was like, hey, there was that OpenAI whistleblower who basically said that y'all were violating copyright law and like stealing a bunch of information and everything, and then he died mysteriously. What do you think about that? It's weird to watch Tucker Carlson unleashed on somebody you hate. Like, it's it's like when the bulldog that you've been scared of in your neighborhood your whole life finally bites your bully. You're kind of like, they seem to be canceling each other out right now. I guess if he was going to bite anybody, it's good that it's him. And you see Sam Altman like clam up. Here's the thing. I'm not, can I be 100% with y'all? Can I be really honest with y'all? I am not saying at all that Sam Altman had anything to do with that young man's death. I am saying that interview didn't not make it look like it though. Like that. I try my best not to judge people because sometimes I don't even know what I'm gonna react like or do next in a certain scenario, right? And I think too often what we do to people is we say, I know they did this thing because of this thing, right? But all I'm saying is when you watch the interview, here's the thing. If I didn't like someone, right? I would be like, what? What kind of accusations? What are you trying to say? He asks him, and Sam is like, better start saying words soon. One of two things needs to happen in the next millisecond. Either you need to start saying, profusely that you had nothing to do with this, and everything, like you need to really stake your claim that like you had nothing to do with this, and you're maybe even very upset by the line of questioning or something. Or if you are a robot, now would be a good time for your face to like open up, like Men in Black style. and have like a little alien be like, "How dare you?" Right? Like that would be great. Because this, you know what I mean? Like, you didn't get caught cheating. This is asking you about murder, right? No, none of that. Just a lot of like, you know, it was very sad, and we, you know, actually no. I was, you know, like, you know, it's just, I don't even know how to react because I've never been accused. And then Tucker quickly goes, "I'm not accusing you of anything." You know, like, you know, Tucker be like, "I'm not, hey." Tucker act like he on a roller coaster at his own interview. What? What? No, I'm not. You know, that's concerning, right? That's you know, someone could make the question, right? And then, you know, look, to be fair, I didn't watch the entire interview. Maybe he came out with a very convincing answer 20 minutes later. But the substantial portion that I watched did look great. And I don't know. We have, you know, OpenAI with Sora, with ChatGPT. We have these large language models that are basically meant to take us to like the next level. And it doesn't seem like they're doing that. It just doesn't seem to be the case that it's taking us to what was promised, right? We were promised almost a higher consciousness. We were promised to be able to do our jobs with ease. And then in the backdoor deals, companies were promised that they'd be able to fire all of us. You know what I mean? There were always two simultaneous pitches. One, the pitch to us was like, this is going to improve your life. It's going to make you more efficient. It's going to be faster. It's going to get rid of menial tasks. The pitch to our bosses was like, he'll be out of here in like 3 months. Come on, man. And so far, AI is failing on both those fronts, you know, because we aren't elevated to some new form of consciousness. If anything, AI is giving people psychosis. You know, plenty of people have AI psychosis and becoming like more normal quicker than people are realizing it's happening. And here's a good test of the psychosis, right? If they talk to the AI like a friend. That's it. Did they name it? Is it called ChatGPT, but they called it Clarence? Then yes. Yes, they're in it now. If you're here and you're like, don't talk about Jan like that, you need to break loose. I pray for healing in your life, that you can break the psychosis. You know, because these large language models, they are imitations of what it would be like to connect with a person. It's not connecting with a person. It's doing an imitation of a person. And it's doing a better imitation of a person than we've seen so far. Even Zuckerberg can't touch the level of imitation of a person. This is why people think they're talking to a friend. And the understanding is that AI is going to destroy the planet. It needs so much energy to make a video of Pikachu pulling a cop over. The actual model, like you look at Sora, right? Because they just released Sora, and it can do all these things. It can like make Martin Luther King rap or whatever. Like it can do all of these like very weird things that nobody asked for. And apparently, every single one of those things costs OpenAI $5 to make. So like when people are just playing around on the thing and they're just like, look, I made Bob Ross high five Gandhi, $5. All right? So they are burning through money. We don't have a sustainable system for the energy. So why keep doing this thing? The theory is that they are doing it because they believe that when they get there, this thing will essentially be some sort of like all-knowing, all-understanding, thinking further, thinking light years ahead of us. It'll basically be God, right? And if they could like own God, then maybe they will be like a God, right? Because you'll basically have the company. You'll have the company that tells you every move to make in the market to own other companies, every move to make to protect yourself from other companies that are coming after you. You would be done. You would be, you know what I mean? And that's that's terrifying. That's a terrifying idea, that not only that someone would want that, but that they would barrel towards it at the risk of burning up the planet, of taking up all of the water, like it's an insatiable need for like power, for control, for influence. And then you watch the news and you see that these same people, these people that don't even know how to act like people, spend millions of dollars on a yacht that is basically a bucket. It's a bucket. It is. That's how you know they don't know anything. This is what you spent the money on, knucklehead?
When I